creation. The forces of darkness have waged war against humanity. Their battles etched in blood. Vampires, werewolves, witches. Echoes of evil's ancient assault. We once knew these truths, but they faded into legend and lore. Now, the evil one plays a deadlier game. Humans who cross death's doorway return, twisted, imbued with the powers of the fury of hell. We call them Hellborn, and they walk amongst us. But heaven hasn't stood idle. It has chosen its own warriors. I was one of them. I led Marines through the fire. Now I lead soldiers of a different kind. Superhumans forged in light. Our mission? Hold back the tide and stop the legions of hell. The war is here, and we all must be ready. Just know, you are not alone. We will fight for you. We are the Watchers, guardians against the dark. We are the Shadow Sentry.
What is going on, Rippa fans and Rippa fam? Andy Andrew here, and welcome to the closeout stream for none other than the inaugural issue of our ragtag spacefaring, troublesome motley crew, the Dirty Deeds. I am not alone, however. I am joined by my twins this evening, creator and writer of the Dirty Deeds crew, Miss Carrow Brown. We're basically identical.
We are. We just part
We
our
look
hair
the same.
differently.
Yeah. And I've had to play you for the better part of the last month, so you know I'm in this twin mode, right? Oh
yeah.
wait,
Your beard looks
hold
way
on.
better than mine, though. I just want to say, like, you really like.
I've been really working on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think you've kind of let yours go a bit.
Yeah, you know, I kind of got a little hobo-y while I was in the hospital, but you know, I'm gonna
You have a
start
good
over.
excuse.
Yeah,
you have a
yeah.
good excuse. I'd
Yeah,
say.
I just want to let you guys know that cancer could not stop me from being here. Cancer came for me, and I said, "Fuck off." So we're
true.
doing this. You can't get
It's
rid of
true.
me.
No, can't keep her away. Can't keep her down. Can't
Even
keep her
even
down
on
way
my
out.
that was good.
And speaking of that, we have our other twin, Mr.
What up,
Caleb
what up?
here of Ley Lines,
triplets now.
who is our other. Yeah, we're triplets. We're
Triplets, yeah.
basically all identical.
Yeah,
Look just like Caleb.
There's no well, his hair's a little longer. That's literally the only difference here.
yeah. I mean, it's just slightly.
Just a
Yeah,
little.
Look at us.
My
We're all
hair used
repping
to be that
Spengy
long.
here.
I can't have
Mine
my glasses off
did
for
not.
this long.
I can't see the screen in front of me. I get that. Kind of. I lied, actually. Mine are just blue light filter. They're not corrective. But guys, we got a fun night planned for you. We're going to close down Dirty Deeds #1's collection this evening, which that pre-order window ends tonight at 11 p.m. Central, midnight Eastern. Really early this morning or late last night. I don't remember when I was.
It's when we tagged off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it crossed 100,000 in total sales. So thank you guys
Woo!
for making this such a huge #1. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes, these are Spengy shirts, Tabitha. These are indeed. We got Dreaming Tabitha in the chat. Hello.
And
Great
we
to
had
see
it
you.
for the Rippaverse 3 release, and then they sold out except for one, and I sent it to Caleb. So I'm really sorry, dear me, Tabitha. But if you if you just send me your size, maybe I can go get you one. Anyway,
I'll dig around in the warehouse. We could do that.
yeah, there's
Sure,
gotta
we
be
could
some.
find something.
Yeah,
There might
yeah,
be something
yeah.
hanging around under something. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
maybe we got to kick somebody off to the curb and leave them shirtless in order to find one. But you know, if that's what we got to do, we like Tabitha enough. It's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
We can absolutely do that. But we are also almost at 3K books sold. Let me refresh the thing real quick. So we were less than 50 away. We are 43 books away from 3K books sold. So that's fantastic as well. You guys have been incredible with your support of this. We've had a lot coming at you at once in the last week or so, or a couple weeks. We got Daughter's Revenge by Jay David, Drunk 3PO, and X-Wing. So guys, thank you for your support of that so far. That's doing really well. It's at like somewhere getting close to 70K, I think, if I remember correctly. And then we launched Shadow Sentry by Eric Minotowski and Mark Polton.
A fantastic
Was that yesterday?
book, by the way. It was
Was that
yesterday.
yesterday? Okay, I can't remember days.
No, it was a
anymore.
lot of releases because we had Eric's book the day after I came back, and then we had a release on Wednesday, or was it Thursday? No, we had the release on Thursday, and then we had the digital release for the 10 most popular books today.
Correct. Today was the digital collection, so we are testing out the digital waters, as it were. And y'all's response to it has been pretty telling
good
so far.
To be fair, some of those are pretty
low.
Some of those are really reasonably priced. Like one of them's like $4.99 and whatnot. So like everybody who's been like, oh, I can't afford shipping and handling, this is your time. I'm just saying.
No excuses now.
Yeah.
No more excuses. So check those out. They are DRM free PDFs. You get to download them. The only requirement is that you have an account.
Yes.
Not a membership. Not a paid membership for the website. You just have to have an account. So like when you make a purchase, you got to log in and all of that jazz. And then you just get to download those, which is, that's nice because it's not like some other digital platforms where they're like built into the platform and whatnot. It's nice to be able to have it just locally. And I know that's a sticking point for a lot of people. So that is something that Eric chose to do. And so far, you guys' support for it has been pretty stellar. So thank you for that. And I think lastly, we have Eric's how-to book, which was a surprise for all of us.
When I got back from sick leave, because, cancer, first off, like the first thing he's like, do you feel good to come back to work? And I was like, yeah, I'm just going to sit in a chair. It's not like I'm running marathons. And he's like, okay, cool. So I wrote a book. And I was like, you what? And he was like, yeah, I wrote a book. And I looked at him. And I was like, how long have you been working on this book? And he was like, 8 months. And I was like, Eric.
No, let me tell you the best part of this. The
What's
best part of this was that just a few days prior to that, on a live stream, he said he was kicking around the idea. This is classic Eric right here. He was kicking around the idea of releasing or of doing and releasing a text-based like how-to type book. And the second he said that, I was like, he's already written that book.
I know, right?
And then he announced to us,
Anytime,
hey, I'm doing this book.
Yeah, I'm glad he hasn't jumped into the stream yet. He's starting to join us tonight, so I'm just letting you guys know. Yeah,
we're getting this tea out of the way.
Yeah, but anytime you're kicking around, I've been pondering. I'm toying with. I'm always like, so it's dropping Friday.
Yep, that's the insight.
Thinking about.
Yeah,
he's pressing publish.
Okay, we're done bashing Eric and everything. Right. Okay, we're done.
That's what the boss gets, That's part of being the boss. You gotta accept a little razzing. But we are here to talk dirty deeds, and we got 2 out of the 3 most important people attached to the project here with us tonight. We got the creator, and we got the man who composed and wrote the theme
bard.
song,
we have the bard.
which we've got the dirty deeds bard. Oh, Dirty Deeds needs a bard on their team. So I had this was a really fun conversation. Guys, if you are not already in the Rippaverse Discord server, make sure you join that. I'll drop the link in the chat in a second, if I remember. However, I had this great conversation with some of the guys the other night where we were talking about like what class each character in the Rippaverse would be, or multi-class and whatnot, and having these fun, in-depth conversations
about
you have
it. Without me, I would know.
Well, I didn't cover Dirty Deeds specifically, but I think it would be really fun to like class each of them. That'd be a ton of fun, which means they would need a bard if they don't have one already.
Oh, they got one.
Yeah, they have one.
Maybe 2.
No, well, technically 2, but they do definitely have one. Because you read the novel. That's why.
What? NDA,
Yeah.
NDA.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I told everybody I wrote the novel, but so it's like, but part of the reason I let Caleb read the novel, I was like, maybe if you read the novel, you can like write the song better, right? And so he took the time to like read part of it, and he was like, every one of these characters is one I like, and I was like, well, I mean, that's a good start.
That's a great start.
Yeah.
Every chapter I went through, I was like, oh, this character's my new favorite. Next chapter, okay, this character's my new favorite. You can have more than one. No.
I understand that feeling though. When I first read Dirty Deeds, I had a tough time. That's a lie. It was Rinlin.
Girlfriend.
It was like as soon as you read it, you were like, "This is my girlfriend," and I was like, I mean, I can't argue because the moment like I saw that one poster of like the horseman, I was like, "This is my boyfriend." So doing that.
Yeah, you understand the energy that I'm talking about here. But yeah, Caleb, you did an awesome theme song, guys. You can stream that right now on all the major platforms.
Please do.
Go to, I guess I'll just pull it up. How about I do that? I've got the link for it. I'll drop the link in the chat for the song. You guys should absolutely listen to that. It is
absolutely check it out.
Incredible. It's quite
finally available on all platforms.
Yes.
Yeah.
It took a little bit of doing.
Show your shit, man. Do it.
Yeah, show the song, man.
Please check it out. We've got it available on all platforms. Finally, you guys can did we drop the lyrics to it? Maybe I'll put up the lyrics at some point, but you guys should really check it out. It is a blend between sci-fi, hip hop, southern rock, and J metal, like Japanese metal. So it is a wild ride from start to finish, but I really wanted to capture the idea of doing both an opening and an ending track as if this were some kind of anime, and there's a wild split in the middle. I think you guys will really enjoy it. So do me a favor and check that out. Downway
100%. And you should also, while you're doing so, check out Leyline's band on YouTube and on Instagram and on Spotify.
Yeah, your Critical Role cover is like freaking like Chef's Kiss. I was like, I thought this was like the actual thing, and then I was like, oh, it's fan made. Like they should switch it out.
This one's better, right?
It's the first song I ever put out as Leyline. So
can you put the names back up? I can't tell Carrow and Andrew.
You know what? That's on me. That's on me. I did accidentally forget to put those back up, so that is completely understandable.
I'm so sorry.
You are a person at the Rippaverse, Carrow. It's what your nameplate says.
No, well,
that's amazing.
It says person at Rippaverse because, like, okay, so like technically my official title at Rippaverse is executive assistant, right? But it's like I'm also like the assistant editor in chief. I'm the project manager. I'm HR, which means that when it came to the sexual harassment policy, I wrote it that way I could sexually harass everyone, and they just had to deal with it, right? That's how you get around that if you ever want to know. And then one time I drove a truck full of merchandise 6 hours to San Antonio. I mean, I do everything. So it was just saying I was the administrative assistant didn't seem enough. So I just like, I'm a person at Rippaverse. I do things here. Is that Blue Shift? I've heard about Blue Shift.
Oh, I did. I would never. Would I put these in the background just to troll people whose orders of Horseman 2 are being held up by it? Yeah. Never.
You bastard.
Ever.
If it makes you guys feel better, we had a meeting, and I showed up to the meeting in Andrew's Blue Shift shirt, not telling him that they were in the warehouse. And so
I didn't even know they were in the warehouse.
Oh, that's so mean.
Yeah. But like as soon as the meeting was over, he was like, okay, I have one more meeting and then I'm going to go. It's like, the meeting will be fine with how you go get your shirt. And he was like, okay, twist my arm. And he left.
Yeah. And so I drove to the warehouse to get my shirt. I couldn't help it. I needed to have it. But tonight is about Dirty Deeds and not Blue Shift. So I am wearing the Spingy shirt.
The Spingy shirt.
Spingy is wonderful. Everybody loves Spingy, as they rightfully should. So let's talk Spingy. Let's talk Dirty Deeds. Carrow, you've actually all this week been putting out a video every single day.
Yeah, let's never do that again.
Oh, but you're going to do it for Dirty Deeds 2 and 3 and 4 and 5.
That's like down the road. So the future me will be like, okay, I guess.
Is it down the road? I can't imagine it's going to be that long.
Oh,
People are going to get this book in their hands. They're going to be like,
it's far enough away
chop.
that I don't care right now. Present me is like,
That's
okay,
future Carrow's problem.
Yeah, future Carrow can deal with that. And then future Carrow will look at past Carrow and be like, you bitch. And
to answer your question, Losta, it is spingy.
Spingy. Like a
That's
spingineer.
spingy.
Spingy.
Spingy. SPIN. Then think GEE.
Yeah.
Like G Willikers, guys. Like that. Even though nobody uses that word.
Gee golly, guys.
Yeah. Some Adam West Batman language is what that is. Or some I don't know. Old TV that I grew up watching, but can't remember.
I really love how Evan puts Benji together, because I was like, I want him to be cute. I want him to be like so cute, like whatever you can do. And he was like, I got you. And he was able to make him like the cutest thing ever. But what I really like is like he was cute in like Ripazine 3, and then he like upped the cuteness when we got to the book. He was like, no, we can do more. We can make him cuter. We can Super Saiyan cute this character.
Has to be cute.
Yeah.
Well, because the team needed a mascot, and he may as well almost be the Rippaverse mascot as far as I'm concerned, but I'm a little biased.
You'd make for an adorable plushie. Wink.
Yes, he would, guys.
Keep request.
Bullying Eric.
That sounds like a
spingy plushie Rippaverse.
What's that thing that we got? Yeah, I've heard Rippaverse. Yeah,
that's the thing you guys got going on, right?
Yeah, we could probably Rippaverse a plushie. Eric's not here, and I know he's probably listening, shaking.
And there's
his head
nothing
right
currently in Rippaverse?
I don't think so.
No, I mean, Eric, if you want something to fill up that Rippaverse tab, my man, like spingy plushie, it's right there. Give the people what they want.
I mean, I'd say like a Renlin body pillow, but I don't know how well that would sell.
I don't think you guys could take in the amount of money you would get for a Renlin body pillow.
Hold up, I gotta go. I'll be right back. I would be in support of both of these things. Those are both fantastic ideas. But we should just have more Dirty Deeds stuff in general. But Carrow, back to the videos that you've been putting out. You've been doing nice little lore nuggets about how the design process was for each of the characters, as well as like little glimpses into the background. Also, guys, you should check out the Favorite Part YouTube channel. They did a great interview with Carrow regarding the crew of the Dirty Deeds. You should
we talked almost 2 hours about like Levaxian lore, because they were kind of like, wait, tell us more about like these marine Viking characters. And I was like, I would love to talk to you about them. How much time do you have?
And they're like, yes.
Yeah.
Apparently, because you just kept
I just kept talking. They were like, well, what happens when this happens? Like, oh, well, thank you for asking. And then that and that and that and that. It's like, yeah. So no, I mean, it's almost like Dana with comics and everything, where she's like, can I talk to you about ancient Greek vampires today? And I'm like, yes, you can. Please tell me about ancient Greek vampires today.
Well, you're the type of writer where you like to lay out all of your lore into everything that you're doing as you're creating the thing, right? So, because you want to have a framework of, you want to understand your own world's rules when you're writing the characters, because that's going to make you a more informed writer of what you're writing, what you're creating. That way, if you're ever uncertain about something, you can always refer back to like, okay, well, this is how I set up the lore here. And so you at least have a guideline, right? I imagine that's super helpful.
So part of it's because I'm a little bit of an overthinker, and maybe it's because I've traveled a little bit. I've been very lucky to have traveled the world as much as I have because of my military family background. So I spent a lot of time being exposed to different cultures and seeing how cultures affect like social norms and attitudes and create like the basis of what people are, right? So for example, in America, we're mostly come from a Puritan background, right? I know we don't like to say that we do, but we do. We get really weird about certain things, and it all comes from the Puritans who were here before. So one of those things is actually drinking, right? So we get kind of weird about drinking, but like if you go to Spain, it's like I warned one of my friends who was going to go to Spain. I was like, man, I really hope you like wine. And they're like, why? Is that because you're about to drink a lot of it, right? And one of their things is
Yeah.
like, they always have wine, right? And then when you leave, they give you 2 more bottles, right? And it's like, if you did that here, people would be like, "Are you an alcoholic?"
Hold up, I'm moving.
Yeah.
I'm moving as of the 1st then.
Yeah. And then you have like, culture in Japan where their values on items is actually very different. So you know how like so here in America we value land, right? So as land is with us, it ages and it actually increases in value. It's not like that in Japan. You move into a house, it's like getting a car where the moment you buy it, it decreases in value, right? Which is why the way that they treat property is so different than the way that we do. Because typically when we move and we get a mortgage for a house, we take care of it because we want it to take care of us. But for them, they're kind of like, well, it's probably going to break down at some point and we're going to have to rebuild the whole neighborhood anyway. So like, whatever. Maybe it might have to do with the fact that they live, on the Ring of Fire and they get earthquakes all the time. I don't know,
That might be part of it. Like the
Yeah.
house is going to get destroyed at some point anyway,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so when I would create characters or I would create races, like those are some of the elements that I would really take into account because like all of those things can play a part in the way that characters react and behave with each other. And I think Roddenberry, when he was doing Star Trek, like really, really hammered that into those characters because they're all dynamically different, have great backgrounds, but they all still get along. And that was something that I wanted to capture with Dirty Deeds because the one thing that I don't like about current Star Trek, and I know we're here to talk about Dirty Deeds, but I promise I'll circle it back here.
I trust you.
The one thing I don't like about current Star Trek is how it's deviated from the way that Roddenberry wanted it to be. Because current Star Trek wants characters to fight each other. They want interpersonal conflict, which I understand. We're gossiping human beings and we want to see each other fight. That's whatever. But Roddenberry wanted to show that in the face of adversity, we could always team up and work together no matter what. And that's what the OG team was always doing. Even when they had friction moments, they still overcame it to, combat like a bigger thing. But they don't do that right now in new Star Trek. They're too busy being kind of like, well, because you're a white man and I'm a genetically edited woman that can do all these things, that just makes me special. I'm going to go save the world and you can sit in the corner and cry. I'm not really
like
into
Star
that.
Trek CW edition.
Yeah. And so I really wanted to bring that back and I wanted to create a crew that would be that different, that would show that they would have friction points, but figure it out.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. And it's important because that injects some positivity. And that's something that just not even just comics, but media in general is kind of missing. And you can do different things with that. You can still have some hijinks, which is something that Dirty Deeds absolutely has, mostly Felsiar's fault.
Always Felsiar's fault, yeah.
Always.
That's been like, guys.
One time
I
it
know
was
that
Eric's
that's been in
fault, but it's
posts a
because
lot.
he's so tall. That was why.
Yeah, I mean, he can't help that. He was born that way, kind of.
It was because if you guys remember the start of the story in the Ripazine, where Rinland's like, "What do you mean it went wrong?" He's like, "Well, it's Eric. He can't be COVID. Okay, like he's too big."
Yeah, he can't be covert. He's a little too big to be covert.
Yeah.
But you get to still have some fun team and found family dynamics there, and that's still, no matter what else is going on, you can still aim that in a direction of positivity and having some hopefulness and some earnestness. And that's stuff that more media needs to have. And that can look differently depending on the story and the cast of characters that are involved. But you can still layer that in. And that's something that's really fun about the Dirty Deeds crew, because a motley crew is honestly an understatement for them, because that is a like classically diverse crew, because they're just all very different people. Right?
Yeah.
It's not the fact that they're all different species. It's their personalities are wildly different. And that's where you get the real fun diversity, where it's because everybody, the way that Arad interacts with Sulia is completely different than the way that he interacts with Spingy or with Beetles, right? And then it's the same thing. You got all these different permutations of interactions. And I love that kind of thing.
But I want to shift it to Caleb because we did bring you here, so you should get speaking parts too, right?
He gets the
yeah,
singing parts.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
actually get the really
I'm
cool
better at.
shit. I'm just
Let's do
saying.
the sing along for the theme song. This is where you guys get to prove if you've been listening to it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, because like I think I guess from a reader standpoint, that's something that I wanted to touch on because I always talk about listening to like your readership and knowing what it is. And you gave me a very positive response. It was in the form of a GIF with a pistol saying, "Where's the rest?" And I thought that was very inspiring. But is that for you? Because I know you digest some good stuff. Well, no, because we talked about you in sci-fi, and you're not like super deep into the sci-fi, right?
No, not typically. It has to be something pretty special to grab my attention. Because I always found sci-fi a little too philosophical when I was younger. I just wanted to see big explosions.
Oh, you wanted
And
Michael Bay?
yeah, I wanted Michael. Yeah. But now like being an adult and trying to go into trying to go back and consume the stuff I keep hearing about. I found like, Firefly and all that, but then that's what I like so much about your stories is more about the characters themselves rather than just the sci-fi. I'm sure there's going to be science fiction like aspects of it, but the interpersonal drama is the stuff I'm like, big characters with big personalities all coming together to do something is that's my like top 10 stories. So you've been doing that very, very well, which is why I said I need more.
Where's the rest?
Where's the rest?
Like I wrote it. Well, I mean, so like from a reader perspective, like I guess I know we're here to talk about dirty deeds, guys, but I want to talk about other stuff too. Like what is the stuff that you really want to lean towards, like in terms of entertainment that you think that we're kind of struggling with as I guess just into entertainment, comics, whatever in general?
The world.
Yeah, I guess we'll go with the world. Tell me about the world, Caleb.
I'm about to get deep.
Yeah, I can get deep. Let's get deep. One of the things I think that we're truly missing is one, enthusiasm for the stories. It doesn't even seem to me that a lot of creators are even excited about the stories that they're writing. It kind of seems like they're just writing something for the sake of writing, with the exception of something like the Rippaverse. Because I see Andrew up here talking about his story all the time, always sharing the fan art, always checking it out. Carrow, same thing, is actually in the Discord with people talking about their characters, dropping all kinds of spoilers. Guys, get in that Discord.
It's true. I am. I wait until Andrew's not there, and they're kind of like, "Tell us what's happening." And I was like, "Let me tell you about this thing."
And yeah, that's like the biggest thing is people aren't even enthusiastic for their own work, and so it kind of seems like they're taking it out on their audience. It doesn't seem that people are even fans of the stuff that they make if they own a big property. Like I see new, we'll just say AAA game coming out, and the creators are like, yeah, we decided to change this or decided to change this from the original. Like the new Fable is a great example. They're getting rid of the original morality system, and that's like a huge point of Fable, so much so that even on their Fable 2, the front cover is good Fable character, bad Fable character on the bottom. So it's like people are genuinely, huh?
First one did that too.
Yeah, and they're getting rid of that. That's crazy to me. That it shows me you don't understand your own property, and you're not even a fan of what you're creating. So that's like, I think, the biggest thing.
Well, I think so. Fans of entertainment who presumably want to be entertained. I know that's a stretch, right? I'm going big brain Andrew here. I get my 1 moment a day. Sometimes 1.5. Fans of entertainment are pretty smart when it comes to detecting whether or not there's genuine passion behind a project. They can tell when something feels hollow.
They can sniff that out.
Yeah, they can smell something that feels hollow and shallow like that, man. And that's part of why so much entertainment these days. Not that there isn't still some good stuff out there. You do get some good stuff, but you have to sift through a lot of meh, a lot of bleh in order to get to it. And a lot of that meh and bleh ends up being oftentimes not even a matter of whatever socio-political thing, a lot of it just feels hollow and like there was no passion behind it, right? And fans can tell that. And I think one of the reasons why, say for Dirty Deeds, that the fans are so enthusiastic about it is because they know that we're enthusiastic about it. They see and hear how enthusiastic Carrow is when she talks about it, right? And so it's hard not to that kind of energy just permeates, right? When you're around somebody who's exuding positive energy, who's enthusiastic about something, you can't help but get enthusiastic with them. That's just how it works. It's how we are as people, right? We end up kind of sharing that emotion. And that's something that only creators who are genuinely passionate about the thing that they're creating can do. You can't fake that enthusiasm because you could do this all day. It's going to show in the work whether or not it was actually something that you gave a crap about, right? Like you can tell behind. I've listened to music before where it's like, all right, so there's like some cool backtracking here. Got some great instrumentals. Maybe the rhythm's good, and it's got all these other cool musical things going on for it. But then you listen to the person singing it, and it's like,
meh.
This is like you're like an adult doing Kids Bop right now. You're not. You're.
It's like Britney Spears. No offense, Britney. I'm sure you're doing your best, but yeah.
Yeah, it just there's no heart or soul behind it. You're just kind of like you're singing in key, but you're not singing with heart, right? You're not singing with any passion. You're not singing with any soul behind it. And fans can tell. And it's like if I hear that, I'm not going to listen to that again.
I think
right?
that's what really drew me to Ley Lines. Like I keep wanting to talk to Caleb.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But I think that's what really drew me to Ley Lines because we met at MegaCon. He's like, "Do you like music?" And I was like, "I mean, yes." Trick question. And so he gave me his card, and it's got a QR code. Highly recommend that you guys do that. And I remember listening to like some of his covers and tracks, and I was like, "This is a guy that like loves to make his music, right?" And like the sea of people who are doing it either for like the label or whatever. Like it sounds to me, it sounds very different. I'm also in it, like also in the middle of a sea of people taking songs that were popular like 10 years ago and just trying to rehash it into something like right now. It just like completely drives me crazy. Like the way that people like to take Busting Loose and just like redo it like every 10 years. It's just kind of like so. All right. So anyway, Caleb, I really like your music. I don't know if you could tell.
Thank you very much. I truly do love making music. It has been my passion since I was a child, and I will do it till I die.
You should keep doing that.
Yeah, you should keep doing it. And it shows that you love Dirty Deeds as well, with like the passion that you put into the theme song. Right.
It's also like, because Carrow's enthusiasm, like I could see it when she was making everything when we got talking about it. And she was showing NDA. I was like, this is so cool. And I'm so excited to see more.
That's what I was talking about before, though, right? Where that enthusiasm just, it becomes a cycle and people start to share it, right? If you actually genuinely have it.
Yeah, I have to curb myself because it's like, I think at one point it was, he was like, can you tell me a little bit about the story so like I can maybe work on the song? And I was like, oh man, like, yes. And so like, I told him everything. I was like, is this enough for you to work on? Is this enough? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, at first it was like a sentence or two, and I'd ask like one follow-up question.
Nice. Expand on that for me. All of a sudden, for the next like 25 minutes, you just see the ... Carrow was typing. Right?
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, it's going to be good. Either that or she forgot that she started typing and then just left it there.
Or I left my knitting on the keyboard and the space bar is just going nonstop. Yeah, that's happened to me a few times. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Let's say to a couple of these super chats here before we continue on.
Super chats. Thank you.
Thank you guys for your patience.
Thank you for being here today on a Friday night. You guys could have been litting up the club, but you decided to hang out with my white butt instead. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for supporting us. Yeah. Yes. Miss Six Figures. All right. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure became a YouTube member. Thank you so much, Garfield. Appreciate you. Oh, and he's been a member for. Oh, so he must have re-upped his membership. Okay, I understand now. I know how YouTube works and StreamYard works sometimes. I am professional YouTuber. He's been a member for 8 months, so thank you so much for that. That is 3/4 of a full year. Says congrats on the success. Also looking forward to Blue Shift, hopefully soon. Well, let me tell you, I am told that the CGCs is supposed to arrive in warehouse sometime next week. So I would
Which
presume.
means I can get my horseman. This is your fault. I have been waiting for boyfriend, and I grouped my order with your order.
All you have to do is, well, okay, you can't walk into the warehouse.
No, I can't right now. This is your fault. Okay, all right. Anyway, super chat time.
Thank you so much, Garfield's Bizarre Adventure. I appreciate that. Yes, you all will have those very, very soon. I do apologize for the delay, but we wanted you guys to not have books whose covers were messed up by the machines. So we thank you for all your support and excitement. Dreaming Tabitha, thank you so much, Tabitha, for $2. She says, to make sure I stay in Nandrews. That's what she calls me. So I've got so many different monikers. ND Andrew, Dokum Andrew, Caffeinated Wolf. If you follow my personal socials or YouTube or Twitch and all that when I do my gaming streams on there. But Tabitha, because she's such a sweetheart and a talented schmuck, she can call me Nandrew. I don't know what you're doing to stay in my good graces other than just being cool. I mean, I'd say that qualifies. So thank you so much for that. Corey, for $5, says, I almost invested. Oh, this is going to be a bad joke, isn't it? I almost invested in a distillery, but backed out at the last minute. Turns out it was a whiskey business. Get out.
Love you, Corey.
Get out of here. I'll smack you next time I see you. Corey's a good guy. He actually joins me in my my Discord server on a lot of our community gaming nights on Sundays. GDV for another $5. This is Carrow. If the Dirty Deeds crew were D&D characters, this goes back to what I was talking about earlier. What classes would everyone be?
Which edition are we using?
Let's make it easy. Let's go 5th edition.
Okay. Well, Beatles would be the bard. Arid would be the berserker warrior. Felsier would be the obviously the thief, the face, the smooth talker. Rinlin would actually not be in D&D. Rinlin would be from Shadowrun. She would be the face, if you guys know that class. So the person that knows everybody is the charismatic one, is able to work out the deals and stuff like that. And then Sulia would be kind of almost like she's a little harder because she's not a cleric. She's more like she's oh man, I haven't looked at that. See, I don't play that kind of healer in D&D, so I'm trying to figure out how to quantify it. Help me out here.
So like you're running in, you're dealing damage, but then
your DPS heals.
Yeah.
Like,
pool of health.
I think
she's
Paladin
a disc
makes
priest.
the most
There
sense.
you go. She's a disc priest.
Okay.
Actually, only heals by hurting other people.
That's fantastic. Okay.
I guess okay. You know what? Hold on. Let me break that down because I think I'm doing it a little wrong. Because Sulia is the doctor. Like she would be the physician class, right?
She's combat medic.
Yeah, but then the nurse unit is the warrior one because she's got nurse that's inside. Because everybody I've talked to. So here's one thing I'll say about Dirty Deeds that I did not clarify. You can't really pick it up, but all Levaxians, so all those pale ass motherfuckers, so Arid and Sulia, right?
And me.
They all have an AI companion that they're synthesized with. Most of the ones in the military, you don't have to do it, but most of the military ones have it. And so Sulia's is a combat AI companion because when you are a combat medic or people can tell that you are the medic, what happens to you?
Well, anybody that plays either hero shooters or MMOs knows you get targeted.
Yeah. So for her to do her job, she didn't want an assistant, person to help her like do more medical stuff. She's like, I need to stay alive. Like, who's the biggest badass like AI I can request? And like that's a whole adventure on its own. But so Nurse himself is like, like the dual wielding warrior class stuck inside of a medic's body. It's a very entertaining back and forth they have that nobody gets to hear. It's almost like having like Lieutenant Payne, because like sometimes like here's a fun scenario I probably won't get to write. But at one point when she was like, helping somebody like after they get an injury, she's like, how's it doing? It's like, well, my arm still hurts. And she's working on, but in the back of her head, like nurse comes out, it's like, you can break his foot. Maybe he'll shut the fuck up. And she's like, we're not going to do that.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love that. And what about Spingy? Best boy?
He's just his own class. He's Spingy.
He's Spingy class.
Yeah, he's Spingy class.
I respect that, actually.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.
He gets his own. He gets a class of his own because Spingy is that amazing. I like that.
But definitely
makes me
engineering. Yeah.
I am putting the Discord link in the chat real quick. The
Error would give me
Rippaverse.
Hexblade. Oh, that's a nice
Yes.
one, Garfield Bizarre Adventure. I like
that's
that.
actually really good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
There.
Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind.
Ringling-
Garfield knows his D&D way better than I do.
Rinlin would probably be closer to an aberrant mind sorcerer, but I was thinking that same thing, Garfield sorcerer.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. Jake Stanley says pick up Queen of Swords in Silence.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
I
you
guess
should.
if you want me to, I can pick it up. Hold on.
Oh, wait, I can as
Okay.
well.
All right, I picked it up. What do you want me to do now? Do I do anything? with
You
it?
should give people a quick spiel on it and tell them where to buy it
Oh,
so they
it's
can
on,
give you money.
It's on Amazon right now. If anybody wants it, if you want a Kindle version, it's online for 99 cents. I had to price the book at 15 because it's Amazon and it's a really hefty book. It is a story about a malformed Valkyrie who works for the Well of Knowledge, who gets sent out to do gopher things, and she's trying to figure out how to make friends and find love without getting blamed for the world ending. So that's a very exciting time. So if that's something that you're into, you are more than welcome to pick it up. It's actually the very first book I ever got published. So I always kind of call it my ugly baby.
I also have a copy here. Mine is even signed by Carrow. Right
You made
here.
me sign it.
I did make her sign it. It's true.
I need to do that.
That was a fun time. I walked into the warehouse with it, and I went, "Oh my god, are you Carrow Brown?"
Yeah, and then I walked out.
And
of
you
his
were like,
office.
"Shut the fuck up." It's fine. It's fun. No, good book. Super, super cool premise.
Yeah, there's an audio version of it as well if anybody wants. It's on Spotify. Just go type it in there. If you have a Spotify account, you can find it on there. So that's the only book I ever did an audio book for, which really taught me a lot about Audible and why I hate Audible. So
The Amazon platforms in general kind of hose creators a little bit, unfortunately.
and that, I'm going to get on a tangent. This is why I really like a lot of what Eric's been doing, because when I was doing my independent author stuff, like I literally felt like I was getting strong armed all the time. Right. So for my book, right. One of the things that Amazon does is that for indie authors to be competitive against the big 4 publishing houses right now, is they say, well, you have to lower your prices. That's why the Kindle version of this is 99 cents, because I'm trying to compete in a really big sea. But then what happens is because the indies are forced to lower our prices so much, then Amazon goes to the big 4 and it's like, oh, I don't know what to do because, these indies are just underselling you. You're going to have to lower your prices. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens after that? Everybody's like, well, my books are cheaper. So that's cool. Right. No, it's not cool. Because what happens is the person who loses that money when that happens is the authors, because they start cutting down on the royalties. And then the author can't pay bills. And then next thing you know, they're living in a trailer down by the river, wishing that they were still writing a book while actually having to work for Avon. Okay. I made that last part up. But,
Avon. Oh my God. That's a name I have not heard in a long time.
Yeah.
What is this? 1993?
Yeah. So, I had to bring it back. Right. But with this thing that Eric's doing, he's letting indies, especially with like Rippaverse, have the power to go and sell stuff and have a living from it as well. Drunk 3PO, although I know he doesn't like going by that when it comes to his books, right? Acronym Chronicles, his book is still on the Rippaverse store. You can still go buy it and he still gets his royalties for that, right?
Sure.
We're not going to him being like, hey, I just want to let you know there's this, Shadow Century book that came out. It's cheaper than yours. You're going to have to lower your prices. We're like, if this is what you want to price it, then that's what's priced. That's it.
Sure.
So,
True story.
Yeah.
True story. Torn Knight.
Yeah.
Don't put that evil on me. Norfolk came out way before my book. I will apologize partially for Horseman number 2. I won't apologize for Norfolk. But you'll, like I said before, you'll be getting that soon. So we do appreciate your patience and hope that you enjoy both Norfolka Glorious Death #1 and Blue Shift Tryouts when you get your paws on those. So thank you for that. All right. I think that makes us caught up on the super chats. So thank you guys so much for all your support on those. So Carrow.
Oh. I'm already figuring out how to put this back on Caleb. Go.
I could tell. I saw your eyes like dart down to where his camera is. I'm like, oh, is she already looking for the dodge? No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So you mentioned before how, you know, people were super enthusiastic when they saw the trailer and everything in the promotion for the Dirty Deeds short story, and how they were, you know, talking about like, oh, we're gonna love this and it's gonna get an ongoing and all that. And you're like, all right, well, we'll see. I'm not sure. How was your approach to? Because I actually, this is kind of a selfish question because I want to know and learn. I'm trying to still absorb things from people around me that are my veteran superiors.
You already work here.
What was
Stop
your? I'm trying to keep it that way.
Okay.
As best I can. What was your approach once you saw the response to the short story? People actually read that, and now you actually had the real feedback. People who actually read it, not just like, oh, I see cool design, cool promotion, whatever, like being hyped about that. Because we've all seen, you know, a movie trailer or a game trailer or whatever, or maybe a cover to a book. And we're like, oh, this looks really rad. I'm going to love this. This looks like it's just for me. And then we play it, watch it, or read it, and we're like, this is ass. It's not for me, right? Or maybe you're into that kind of thing. I don't know. Once you actually had the investment there, you had the readership, what was your approach to making sure you maintained that for the future stories down the road? Because there are only so many tweaks that you can make for things that are already written, or at least that are going to come in the immediacy. But what feedback do you implement, and how do you approach the implementation of that feedback? Because there's a balance, right, between author ownership and wanting your audience to actually like the thing that you're giving them, right? Because we like money, right? You want them to actually like the thing. So you could talk all day about, well, this is my vision as a creator. Okay, congratulations. If the audience doesn't like your vision, they're not going to jive with it, and they're not going to continue to support it, right?
Yeah.
So how do you balance that as a creator?
I'm happy to answer that. Let me answer a question that's popping up in the chat. My elder dog Ranger has the cone of shame because he can't stop eating his paws. And it's gotten to the point where he's making them bleed. So we're putting him in timeout and doing medicine on his paws right now. So thank you, chat, for asking for the welfare of my pupper. So that's not because we tried to do it gently and he would still wipe the stuff off. And so we've had to put the cone on him. So that's what we're doing. And you know, I don't have a shock collar or anything like that on my dogs. I'm just letting you know. When you take feedback from folks, there's a lot of things to take into account. So one, Andrew mentioned this. I'm kind of in the habit of making money. I really like to make money, which means that when I make things, if I don't think that they sell, I'm probably not going to do them, or I'm going to advocate against doing it. Right. So, like, for example, I'm going to pick on Comics and Everything with Danny for a minute, because Danny was kind enough to share her script that she's got right now. And, you know, as I'm reading it and looking at it as an editor, I'm also looking at it as will this be a thing that sells, right? And so Danny's covering a lot of bases. We've got like some family drama. We've got some Amish vampires, and we've got some gore and blood and some stuff like that, right? It's you know, I was kind of like, hey, you know what, you actually have a great thing here, and you could really sell it. And you know, that's how like I start approaching things like that. And I hope she keeps writing this comic. She did do a live reading the other day, which is really, I was particularly tickled by it. But anyway, going back to the question itself. So when I make things and I make characters, I want to make them not for me. I want to make them to sell. So Andrew's actually probably seen my sheets, my character sheets. And at the very top of the character sheets, one of the things I write in there is like, why will people like this character? Right. I'm not going to write a character that people don't like. And I think that's part of what the industry is struggling with, because they're kind of like, okay, well, I think maybe somebody wants a strong, independent woman that's really a man but has tits, right? And so that's what they write. Where instead, it could be like, so like here, let me pull it up real quick. I'll pull it up because I just had this up the other day.
I love that.
Which part?
The man.
Yeah.
I
man, but with tits.
So what I will tell you is what happens in film a lot, guys. It's just like the behind the scenes is that most of the time when those scripts come in, those characters are actually intended to be males, but because the producer wants to screw a model, they're kind of like, we'll make that character a girl so that way I can bring her on. Like that's literally what happens, which is why those characters they feel weird, because they're going with the script but not going blah 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 blah. Okay, I'm done with that. So so here's an example. So this is the top of Beatles's of sheets. So why will readers like Beatles? AI and robots and sci-fi are fun talking points for readers and fans, along with exploring the philosophy of artificial intelligence with us. Example: Short Circuit, Automate, and Blade Runner. Right. Okay, Renlin. Why will readers like inherently good with empathy, who will be working for the greater good and is also meant for the male gaze? Let's see.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. Why will readers like Spingy? He's cute and creepy looking and will bring all the nerd girls to the yard while being adorable. Let's see. Let's go to Arid. Why will everybody like Arid? Everybody likes brooding swordsman with revenge on his mind. So, it's stuff like that, right? So when I make characters, I don't make them for me. I mean, I want to have fun writing them, but I need to make them for everybody else that wants to read it as well.
Because you're one person. You're making it for presumably more than just you to read it.
Yeah, so that's, and those are things I take into account. And I think it was Ann Pinkava from the Politically Incorrect Knitters podcast, and I have to say that very carefully, who once says, like, you're following the X-Men rule of cool, which is everyone has to look hot. And I was like, you know what, I am, because I need these characters to be attractive, just like I won't hire anybody at Rippaverse who's like fugly, because if I have to look at you all day, I need to like what I'm looking at, right? It's a typical thing. And that's, and I don't think there's any shame in doing that. I think in entertainment, that's totally fine. One of the things that I don't really like about political correctness or anything like that is it's come in and it's kind of ruined the escapism of some of that. And you can totally write the representation that you want in a story, but you don't have to do it in a way that's like head bashing, right? And I think that's where some people struggle as writers, because they don't know how to be subtle with it. They're just kind of like, I just really want you to understand that this is about blah 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 blah. Like, no, I just want to like spend like 5 hours away from my shitty life right now. Like, that's all I want, right?
It's like their goal is to teach rather than to also entertain.
Yeah, I mean, you can what's the word that it was called? Teach-em-a-cade or something like that. It's where you entertain and you can educate at the same time. It's possible to do that, but a lot of the folks that are finding themselves in this job, what's going on? I was talking about you, Brandon, and about how I only hire attractive people, and that's why you're still here.
Wow, you see how smooth that was?
Yeah. One time Brandon came over and he brought me like this can of cranberry juice, and he was kind of like, here, I brought this because I know you're always trying to drink something. And I was like, man, I'm so glad you're here because I became so thirsty when you showed up. Right? Like, it's true. Andrew was there.
I was present for that. That was funny.
Like, my flirt game is strong, guys. Like, okay, we're gonna deviate. We're gonna deviate.
You have my favorite pickup line I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, which one was that?
It was, I believe you said it to your husband when you first met. It was, hey, you want to come over and ignore a movie
with me? Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah,
that is the smoothest thing ever.
Oh man, and that's my husband. He was like, how do you ignore a movie? I was like, baby, come over and I'll show you.
Yeah.
He was trying to be nice about it too. But like, for example, let me deviate. I'm gonna tell you guys how I got kicked out of the hospital. I already told Andrew and he thought it was hilarious.
Yes.
So
it was a great story.
So, for those of you who don't know, I had cancers, past tense. And when I went in for the surgery to get it cut out and everything else like that, they let me know that I was going to just take a quick nap and I would wake up and everything would be fine. So I was like, okay, I trust all of you because you all seem to be very confident in this. And it was true. I took a quick nap and I woke up and I was surrounded by beautiful women on either side of me. And I immediately thought I had gone to Valhalla. I was like, I'm in capable hands. This is amazing. And so one of the ladies, she's like, how are you feeling right now? It's like, I feel so much better now that I'm looking at you. Thank you. And she's like, okay, but really, what's your pain level? It's like, it's at 7. Could we take it to a 5? And she's like, sure can. She put something in my arm and I went to a 3. It was great. Good times, right? So I'm hanging out with these beautiful Valhalla women in the recovery room before they were able to take me into my room. We're talking about all kinds of things. And so what I didn't know is that when you come out of surgery, they start taking notes about you, right? And they're kind of, so on my notes, it was like highly cognitive, flirting with nurses, made fun of person who walked by, like super witty, right? Like they were like, she's awake, right? So, and then my room got ready and they wheeled me into my room that I was going to spend the night in. My husband came and checked on me. And he was and we had like this nice talk and I was cognitive with him. And then my night nurse showed up. My night nurse, her name was Lacey. And Lacey walked into the room and she's like, I'm going to be taking care of you tonight. And I was like, Lacey, you're the most beautiful woman I have ever seen. And she was like, what? And I was like, you are so beautiful. And she's like, are you sure about that? Like, are you still like high on something? I was like, no, I'm perfectly cognitive. That's what my paperwork says. So you can trust me on this, right? And so when she came to check on me later, she was kind of like, how you doing? And I was like, so much better now that your beautiful self is here. And she's like, I'm going to take you home. And I was like, man, let me tell you what, there are wheels on this bed. You can leave. We can go right now, right? So we'll fast forward to the next morning. And then the next morning, my doctor shows up and she's like, I think you're ready to go home. And I was like, you sure? And she was like, yeah, all I really need you to do is go to the bathroom by yourself and we can check you out. And I was like, I think I could stay and keep flirting with the nurses. And she's like, go to the bathroom and get out. And I was like, okay, fine. And that's how I got kicked out of the hospital.
That is remarkable. That is genuinely remarkable.
I flirted with 6 nurses. It was great. My husband was just like, yep, this seems like you.
Yep, she's good.
Yep.
God bless your husband.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's wonderful. I love that story. It's my second or third time hearing it, but I still love it.
I can't remember what we were talking about before, but I appreciate you guys letting me share my thing with you.
That's fine. We can quickly segue into the next few super chats that we got while you were doing Carrow's story time.
Oh,
first
super
one
chat.
being from Jeff Cranley. I'm gonna call you Jeff. That's what we're doing. What's your favorite part of Dirty Deeds number 1? Mine's the leak. This is the guy that does the funny super chats for the Control Z podcast as well. This is wonderful. Mine's the leak scene when the Schlurpo aliens, I understood their reference, beat Sully and Arad because their cybernetics couldn't connect to Wi-Fi to get the latest iOS update.
Oh man, that would really fuck them up.
That'd be rough, man. That'd be rough. Thank you for the $10 super chat, Jeff. I appreciate you. We got another 5 from Jeff. Epic work on the Dirty Deeds theme song, ley lines. Yes. Hashtag Dirty Deeds EP album when. Oh, sounds like we'd need some theme songs for each of the crew members, wouldn't we?
Yeah, I was working on that discussion. There's one thing I wanted to send you after the stream, for not right now, but yeah, because I love
or him.
Unless you're singing, are you gonna sing now? I know you did choir and stuff.
Oh,
I can hum a few bars in tune.
This is such fucking bullshit. Andrew is very talented. Not only can he sing, but he can draw, and I'm pretty sure he can dance, even if it's the white man shuffle. Okay, like.
No, I can definitely not do that. See, I'm the guy when people talk about the whole white privilege thing. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, being black doesn't sound all that bad because dancing kind of looks fun,
Unfortunately, when it comes to dancing, I got my white half.
Oh man, God bless you. I'm sorry. That's
You're
rough.
doing the white man shuffle too, right?
Yep, I got my blacker cousins.
The best thing that we get is like a freaking Irish jig, right? Or just like, I'm not going to break out into river dance here, man. I'm sorry. I can't help you.
I was closer to that than busting a move.
Yep. I feel it, man. I feel it. But yes, absolutely. We need a Dirty Deeds EP album. I'm here for it. We're doing animation. We're doing Eric keeps talking about video games on his streams.
It's
Let's do some
happening.
more
I know it
Rippaverse
is.
music.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do
Yeah.
some more Rippaverse music.
I
We
told
can
him
make
when
it
I met
happen.
him. Start up Rippa Studios. Some of us need help out here.
Rippa EP. Or
I'm
something,
ready.
right?
I'm ready for like Eric to start like Rippa printing at this point because it's
Rippa
like
Records.
Yeah.
I did see
Rippa
a question
Tracks.
from the Merc Lounge. She was asking how long the song took to make, and it was about 5 months. I know the Merc Lounge just left. Shout out to him, but it took about 5 months to make the song.
Well, it's complicated enough and phenomenal enough that I believe it.
Oh, well, thank you. Mostly
Is that
because I kept
an
getting sick.
average turnaround? What's the like?
Yeah.
Actually, that's a
talk
great
to
question.
some more,
How does
Caleb.
it? How does it actually? What does that look like? Now I'm actually super curious because I totally don't have anything going on in my head about designs for music for Blue Shift at all because I don't have anything that would be related to that whatsoever. I'll tell you about it afterwards. So like. We talked, I think, a little bit about when we had the launch stream, what the kind of production process was. But can you walk the people through that a little bit while we have them here? Because we might have people that weren't here for that launch stream. Plus, I'd be really curious to know what the length of time generally is. And I'm sure that fluctuates depending on the complexity of the song and all that. But give us a little bit about that. My interest is piqued.
Yeah, I mean, it can fluctuate quite crazily. Just depending on depending on who you're working with. I work with an amazing instrumentalist, my friend Ray Kill. Check him out. Like I said, I sort of arranged the pieces. I knew what I wanted it to be, and then we went back and forth until we got what the song eventually turned out to be that you guys all heard. But it really can take the whole genesis of Ley Lines was I was in a band and I was waiting on us to finally release our first album, and we just kept pushing it back and pushing it back. And there was a bunch of things I wanted to do with that album, and they just unfortunately didn't come to fruition. So I was like, I'm sick of waiting for you guys. So that album we started in 2020, and it still has not come out yet. So with Ley Lines, I was like, okay, I want to start getting stuff done. So I found Ryan. Me and him had been going back and forth with songs, and he understands exactly what I'm looking for, and like I can hum out the things that I need, and he puts them to the instruments for me. The Dirty Deed song took about 5 months just due to me and him going back and forth, and then also I kept getting sick again. I think that was in 2025 or maybe 2024.
Yeah, because you were sending me updates being like, I swear I'm working on it. I'm just dying. And I was like, have you tried not dying? Can you turn it on and off? Like,
can you turn it on and off?
Yeah, I did the demo, and I was feeling super good. I wanted to get the demo out to send it so that she would hear like this is how the song's gonna kind of sound, and then I'll go back and re-record like the final because I'm recording it in like a basement before I go to my actual studio to like get stuff done. So I was feeling good. I'm like. She was like, I love it. I'm like, sweet. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back out the next day. Hey man, I can't make it. For some reason, I just kept getting sick. So honestly, just waiting for my voice to get back up to 100% because I was not going to release anything half-ass. I wanted to go hard in the paint for this song. That took the longest, but really, with me and Ryan, it doesn't take us super long. I think the longest wait is just waiting on Corey Brenneman. He also does backwards mixing and mastering. So he's got all these big signed bands coming in doing the mix and master. It's just waiting for whenever he's available. I mean, we can get stuff turned around. I think the actual like instrumental and getting the lyrics done pretty much the next week after I got the instrumental.
I remember when you sent me like the full thing because that's actually when we were at SpaceCon, Andrew. And so like I had listened to it in the hotel room and I was like, man, this is fucking shit, right? Like, yeah, fuck yeah. And so I went down into the little area that they had for food, and Andrew came down. I was like, stop fucking everything and listen to this. And he didn't even ask questions. She was like, okay, I'm putting it in my ears.
That's awesome. I'm just so glad that it turned out well and that you liked it. I mean, that's always the most scary thing, you pour all your passion into a project, then it has to go out.
Well, I liked Andrew's reaction when he was listening to it because I was watching him because he's boy brain, right? So I'm kind of like, okay, I'm watching the boy brain right now, like in live time. And it was so funny because he was listening to it and he was like, "Is this the Dirty Deed song?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, good, okay, yeah. Like he was, yeah. So we,
Yeah,
we had,
I was head bobbing to it. I was feeling it. I was into it. I was like, all right, I see the vision.
yeah,
Let's go. I'm here for it.
yeah. I could feel like the anime in my head. And it's like, oh yeah, and this is the part where for some reason like Aaron's just like swinging his sword at shit. Like, yeah.
So I'm not crazy. I'm not the only person that does that because like I literally in my Blue Shift like playlist that I have, I selected those songs because I have different scenes in my head for each one of them. And so every time I listen to them, I see those scenes play out, right? Like I've got one where it's kind of like it's meant to be exactly an anime opening, right? It's got the high octane energy, it's got that J-rock, right? And it's like, man, we're fighting. It's kind of like an opening to say something like Naruto, right? Where it's like you're getting a montage of all these different fights and characters doing cool crap and like that's fun. I'm glad I'm not insane, or at least if I'm insane, it's not alone.
No, I mean even writing the especially the second verse where I took all of Carrow sent me all her playlists for each person, and I threw that into the second verse. I was thinking, like, oh man, if this was like a video game trailer, the warrior, boom, you see Aaron swinging his sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you see each like person doing their thing. I had that sort of thought in mind while writing the lyrics for everything.
That's like the best. Like that makes like the creative process like just so much better to me. Like, yeah.
Absolutely. So what would you say, Caleb, is the shortest period of time, like the shortest turnaround you've had on something when it came to creating a song?
The shortest, I mean, I've turned around songs in like a day. Like somebody said, "Hey, could you write all the lyrics and do all the vocals on the song? I have the instrumental done." I was like, yeah, let me come over."
I know nothing about this life.
Wow.
Yeah, somebody tasked me with something, I'm gonna pull up. We're gonna get it done.
That's awesome. I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect the hell out of that.
I mean, if the instrumental's already done, right? Yeah.
Right. Like that's typically the biggest thing. If it's like rap music, I mean, we can.
Oh, poor Caleb had to teach me about rap.
Oh man, he had to teach white girl about rap, huh?
Yeah. It's like, because like, don't get me wrong, like I listen to like a lot of Eminem, but listening to Eminem doesn't mean I understand rap or anything like that. So at one point when we were talking about one of the lyrics, I was like, this doesn't make sense. And so he had to like do like a video message to me to explain it. And I was like, oh, I gained 1 in rap. I feel smarter.
Don't let her fool you. She's been sending me some rap lyrics.
Yeah.
Oh, indeed.
Well, you know, I like to get better at things. So
okay. I like it. Jath with another $10. This is his second $10 super chat. He's sending $15 so far. Thank you so much, Jath. Appreciate you. Says, also, please let Chuck Dixon and Joe Bennett know it'd be awesome if they did a cowboy western comic set in either the 1800s or present day of the Rippaverse and give it a crossover with Horseman.
I mean, anything with boyfriend in it is good.
I was going to say, you just basically, you'd have Carrow's green light on it right away, just by way of Horseman being attached.
Yeah.
But Chuck and Joe are ready to cook even more for you guys. So look forward to more from them in the very near future. From Chuck and Joe, you've got Alpha Core 2 coming very soon. In terms of like actually shipping out to you guys. And then Great War of Separation Part 3, written by Chuck. That'll be coming to you guys very soon as well. So look forward to both of those. Thank you so much for that $10.
I love my conversations with Joe. So like, you know, after like the whole cancer thing and whatnot, he sent me a message and he was like, I'm thinking of you. And I was like, oh, thank you, Joe. I really appreciate that. And he was like, I want to let you know that you are a superhero. And I was like, holy shit, the guy who draws the Hulk called me a superhero.
Like, I can die happy.
Yeah, I was like, I feel powerful today. I'm like, my shoulders are back, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm a superhero, right? Although my favorite conversation, I tell this one all the time, so I'm sorry, Andrew, you have to hear it again.
Okay.
But my favorite conversation I had with Joe was when he was like, I'm ready to work on the Horseman. It's like, I'm ready for you to work on the Horseman too. Let me get the green light, you know, stuff like that. And he was like, I have to tell you, Right, drawing the horseman is one of my favorite things to do, and I was like, I'm gonna let you know, you drawing the horseman is one of my favorite things I like you to do, right? And he was kind of like, yeah, and I was like, yeah, especially when he's shirtless, and he's like, for you, I will leave the helmet on next time. And I was like, oh man, Joe, you get me, thank you.
Oh my gosh. Yep. I remember when he told me about that conversation. I was like, man, he knew the right buttons to press.
Yeah, I was like, what do you want, Joe? Joe, whatever you want, you tell
Yeah.
me, Joe, you can get it.
Yeah, you get whatever you want around here, Joe,
Mhm.
because he draws Carrow's boyfriend, and very well.
Mhm.
So it's hard not to like the horseman.
Speaking
Hector's
of,
awesome.
of drawing boyfriend very well, I want to let you all know that I put a lot of time and effort into making sure that those PDF release for the digitals are good and clean. I took the extra time with Horseman on all the shirtless Hector panels to make sure that his tattoo was in the right place. I really wanted to be diligent about that. So you should be getting like the best that we have ever made in those digitals, especially the Horseman. You can trust me on that.
Horseman Welcome to Flores Park has
Yeah.
Carrow's stamp of approval.
Mhm.
She spent many long, arduous hours poring over
I did.
shirtless Hector to
I
make
did.
sure he was
The
correct.
tattoos are a thing, right? Because
They-
that was a big
they
issue that we
really
had
are a
in there.
whole
Like his
thing.
tattoo was either not there and in the wrong place, and so we had to find that tattoo and slap that fucker on there. So I made sure it was there, guys. I was just doing my part.
Tattoos and markings are a freaking Where is Waldo thing in Rippaverse here. Like our artists are like, man, I don't like them.
Well, it got to a point where I can't remember who it was. It was one of the writers, and like, yeah, we're gonna give him these kind of tattoos. And I was like, how about not? It's like, oh no, but I really
no.
like these tattoos. I was like, listen, I'm just gonna be real with you. Your tattoos are really complicated, and like the artist is gonna mess it up every time. So how about instead of doing the super complicated design, you like give him like a neck thing or something. Like you tone it down, keep the tattoo, but like make it easy.
Yeah,
Right.
simplify.
Yeah, because we even have problems with like fucking Sydney's tattoos sometimes, and she's just got crosses on her arm.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I can't speak for yours, but I like how Russ sings. I like you, Russ. Quick, take it down before Eric sees it.
Oh my God in heaven. Ay, chingada. All right. Well, that was a thing that happened. Thank you, Russ. That is genuinely funny.
It was.
And life finds a way.
To pivot, we're only 27 away from being at 3,000 books sold.
Oh, stop. Hold on.
Maybe we'll make it by midnight, guys. Let's go.
No, we are 25 away.
Oh,
I'm logged in under an admin account, so I see it refresh faster.
You're like,
That's
I have
awesome,
the
guys.
superpower.
And in fact, holy crap. So hold on. Never mind. I can't
That's
read.
actually like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. That's really impressive as a person that is like a no name with like a new IP that's come out of nowhere. Like, I mean, I know we're trying to like hit like the 3K, but just the fact that it's gotten this far is like amazing. And if you guys hate this book, I might have to rethink my life. Okay.
I'm gonna give you a little inside look at Andrew goofing up here. So when I corrected Caleb and said, no, we're actually only 25 away, it's because I was on the page for the collection of the Rippaverse digital thing, and I just saw the number 75 as part of the number. I'm like, damn it, I was wrong. But then I went over to Dirty Deeds and it was 25 away over there anyway. So take that, dumb Andrew. You guys got to understand. Sometimes I'm partially retarded.
Well, between you and I, we make one functional employee here. That's what
We
we've
do.
decided. Yeah.
We do. This is how things get done and get done properly. So yeah, guys, only 25 books away. We're at 105K in total sales. Let's see how high we can crank this thing. I mean, we're just under 4 hours away from the window closing.
We can do
we
it even if I have to buy 25.
Can we get to 100? Well, let me tell you, here's another thing. So last night, I forget how late it was. It was something stupid like midnight or 1 a.m. And the collection was $3 away from crossing into 100K. And I was like, it's it's gonna happen, right? And I have insomnia, so it's not the end of the world anyway. But I was just kind of like constantly refreshing every couple of minutes just to see. And at one point, I just said, "Screw it!" And so I bought another T-shirt.
Buy a T-shirt for your T-shirt. We've talked
I'm
about
just gonna wear it
For your
anyway.
book?
Buy a
Yeah.
book for your book.
Look, yeah.
Right?
That was Caleb's line, yeah.
Yes.
That's rude.
My father-in-law asked me, "What does buy a book for your book mean?"
Also rude. It
was
means
like,
Books
you
might
should
get
buy multiple
lonely.
books.
Yeah.
Your copy of Dirty Deeds 1 sitting there amongst all the Isons and the Horsemans and the Great War of Separations, it might feel a little lonely. So get another copy of Dirty Deeds #1 so it doesn't feel lonely. You don't want to feel lonely. Why would you want your
Yeah.
book to feel lonely?
Yeah.
Have some empathy, man.
I mean, look at all my books. The only reason I get so many books is so they have friends, right?
And if you're gonna buy 2, you might as well round up to 5. And at that point, why not go to 10?
I was going to say, you want something that's divisible by 5, but it's better if it's an even number.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
hello, puppy.
What's up, buddy? Okay.
We love Ranger around here.
Yeah.
Partial Mandrew.
Wow.
I'm gonna let him out of the room real quick.
Okay, no problem. I now call you Partial Andrew. That is okay. That's fine. When are we getting Dirty Deeds 14? That's a fantastic question. I don't think Carrow's written quite that far yet, but I could be wrong. She could, at the very least, be drumming up those stories in her head. I'd believe that.
We can't guarantee anything, but if we were to get up to 3,000, we'd be a little bit closer to being able to guarantee something.
That's the thing. So if you guys want to be closer to be guaranteeing a Dirty Deeds 14, what you really want to do is buy 25 copies of Dirty Deeds #1 so we can get over the 3,000 books sold mark, right? Because then it's more likely. It's 25 books more likely, right? And if every one of you bought 25 copies of Dirty Deeds #1, you could spread the good news, and your books won't be lonely on the shelf.
Now there's an idea.
Imagine what would happen if you're sitting there in your office or in your living room, you're enjoying your copy of Dirty Deeds #1 and your 23rd read through, because you will read it that many times. And all of a sudden, 24 other people enter your room. You don't know these people. Maybe you do. But now you have 24 other people in your room that don't have a copy of Dirty Deeds in their hand. That's a
Read it all
problem.
together. Yeah.
Right?
We'll
And so
cloak
if you have 25 copies of Dirty Deeds #1, all you have to do is just go over to your shelf and hand them each a copy. Problem solved. I'm a problem solver. Okay.
You are.
This is what I do here. I solve problems. Sometimes I cause them, but it's okay. As long as you
don't
fix.
cause them like Felsier.
No, I don't do that. No, I'm not getting no Red Sun Federations after our butts.
Mhm. I think we should do something to make this stream extra special, though. I think we should let the chat ask a lore question.
Ooh, that's a great question. We should take questions from the chat. We want to do it super chats?
No, I won't make you. I mean, okay, super chats will get their question answered first, but I will take questions. But I'll let Caleb ask his question first because he's my favorite bard.
Is there any particular feedback that maybe found its way into the next issue?
So the truth is that when Eric originally told me that we were going to do a series, what happened is, okay, so the long short of it is that we originally were going to release the Dirty Deeds once a month as 16-page increments on the website. But what happened was the web team that we had didn't really seem to understand this concept and couldn't make it work, right? So then Eric turned around and just said, okay, look, just make it a 45-page book. And I had already written 9 16-page things, and so I had to figure out how to put it all together, right? So that was how that came around. One feedback I did get actually from Andrew was obviously more girlfriend, right? So I would always try and find panels in order to make sure that girlfriend was doing something. Some particular feedback that wasn't actually directed towards the comic, but it was in a professional development class that I was in, was from one of the people who were on the team for How to Train Your Dragon, the original movie. And he said that they had a phrase, and the phrase was, where be toothless, right? And so, because when people were going to see How to Train Your Dragon, I mean, yeah, they want to see people and whatnot, but they really wanted to see toothless, right? And so when I was looking at the commentary from the fans and everything like that, I was like, what is the thing that they're really focusing on? I mean, obviously there's Rinlin, but everybody wanted to see more Spingy. So there's always so in everywhere I have Spingy at some point doing something, right? It's not like it's not overloaded in the sense that I have it happening in every panel, but I always try to work in Spingy doing something. So
that's a great thing to think about. Like, what's the character or the thing that is a visual draw, and making sure that if that's something your audience is going to really, really enjoy and want to see more of, that you give them more of it.
Yeah.
Where be Spingy?
Where be Spingy? That's what we're calling it now.
Yeah, where be
Spingy. Hashtag where be Spingy. I'm gonna, like, now when you send me new scripts, that will be a note. If it's
like
applicable,
where be Spingy.
I'll just put where be Spingy.
Yeah.
I like that now. I like that a lot. That's fun. And we have another super chat here. And this might be a lore question. It kind of sounds like it might be. Has Carrow come up with any species that are amphibious, making Ishua's line about it being a signifier of intelligent life hold some more weight? Oh, you're talking about in Yaira number 2, where Ishua mentions that actually, no, that was in number 3, actually, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was in 2 or 3, one of the two. They lead right into each other, where he mentioned that species being able to breathe underwater is a sign of being like a more evolved species, higher life form.
So this will be my big spoiler that I haven't even told Andrew. I haven't even told you. I'm sorry, Andrew. Actually, no, I think maybe I did tell you a little bit. I think I hinted at it. I think you saw it when it was like manifesting in my brain. I hadn't fully articulated it yet. There is, because your favorite part kind of like roundabout tried to ask this question without knowing that they were asking it, that podcast. And so one of the things that happens is when you have a very wanted crew that checks in and out of ports and stuff like that, how do they keep staying hidden? Well, there is a race that falls into that category that makes sure that any images or recordings of them are suddenly replaced with shopping list, somebody's like favorite porn picture, like, whatever that file was gets swapped out with something else.
Interesting. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Jeff. Appreciate you. Let's see if there are more lore questions in the chat here. That's not a lore question, but Mike Has Bad Knees says Sodrides was supposed to be the first digital book.
Yeah, so what we wanted to do, the original intent was for the members for the website, is that we wanted to give you guys something extra that was special. And the original intention was that once a month you would get some kind of digital release. And because of the pace that Evan was able to work at, we thought that we would be able to do that. And that's why I kind of worked at the pace that I did. But at the end of the day, that we were not with that team anymore. That dev team, when we tried to explain it and show them how to do it, they were just like, no, we don't know how to do that. And I was like, I'm literally looking at like 4 websites that are doing this right now. How can you tell me you don't know how to do this? Like, we just don't know how to do it. And I was like, so yeah.
Yeah, that was a time.
Mm-hmm.
That was a time. Let's see. Here's a good question from Jordan. Is Whomin inspired by the Ferengi when they say Whoman in Star Trek?
It's actually from Farscape when they first meet Krieger, and he says that he's a human, and they always say Whomin instead. That's my callback to Farscape.
Very nice, very nice. What's up, Anne?
Hello, Anne.
Anne is wonderful. Great person. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. What do we have here? Any other lore focus questions? Not just as of yet. And you are correct. Carrow is a true professional. She's great at what she does. Most of the time, I would say. More than just that. I think the attitude you take in your work, in your creativity, is incredibly professional. I think anybody who's been listening to this stream, or anybody who's heard you talk about Dirty Deeds, or just your authorship in general, would be able to take that away from that, because you do approach it from a business mind. You're not just a creative, you're a creative that actually understands the business aspect of it, which is important, because that's how you avoid getting screwed over. And it's also how you set yourself up for more success, by talking about things like, I have a target audience. I should probably make things that target audience would actually enjoy. Not say, I'm making a thing for this audience, and then make something that is completely the opposite of what they would want.
Yeah, I've seen like some tone deaf releases come out, and I was like, what? Like, listen, I will pay to sit in these rooms where these discussions are had. I won't say anything. I'll just be quiet, and I just want to observe and understand the thinking process that goes behind why people at that level think that these are the good choices. And yeah, but
yep. Here's a good question from Mr. Snail, who is a pretty big Dirty Deeds disciple himself. He asks, was the space shuttle launched from Florida? Is it a NASA space shuttle from the space shuttle program?
It's on the side of the wing, Snail.
Look closely at the art that has been shown. I would encourage doing that. Mike has bad news asks, is integrating Dirty Deeds into the greater Rippaverse a long-term goal, or something we can look forward to happening sooner? I'm going to extrapolate from that he means like them interacting with other known quantities within the Rippaverse.
Right now, last time I had a conversation with Eric, he said that he wanted the stories to be more segmented, because he wants those characters and those IPs to be able to grow and get like some meat on their own without having to be dependent on each other. So for right now, the goal is to one day get the ship to Earth, because that's how we get the Whomins back to Earth, right? But I don't know what that Earth will look like when they get there, because like, for example, I mean, I'll tell you, the original intention was to have them land in the Badlands at some point, but now that Eric has written the story in the Badlands, and it's a very different place, and I'm kind of like, oh, that's not what I thought it was going to be. So what may end up happening is, I get closer to them coming to Earth, I'll be like, where am I going to land these guys? Like, are we going to Russia? Are we going to Thailand? Like, I guess we can go to Australia. That's where all the criminals go, right? That would make sense for them to go there. Like, I don't know, right?
General population.
Yeah. So, I think, so as we get closer to getting to Earth, and they join Earth, I don't know how involved they'll be with what's going on Earth. So that's, everything always keeps happening in like Flores Park, and Eric's like, okay, we need to move out of Flores Park. It's like, but we want to go to Flores Park because that's where all the cool kids are. I mean, look, there's freaking Isom like crashing into cars and getting up and be like, well, that wasn't great, and then walking off.
But Flores Park is populated by quite a few of our characters. Thankfully, Flores Park is also a massive city, so it can support several characters. That being said, we don't want to overload the one city and end up with a, Marvel New York situation where, every 10 blocks you've got a different hero that lives there, right?
Yeah. Just start turning it into a territory thing. It's like, Isom's like, okay, listen, this block is mine. And then Bloodworth is like, okay, this block is mine. Alpha Core is like, okay, we have this quadrant. Gooding's like, I'm staying in Shadow Valley because I helped the little guys and I don't care what you do in the city.
Yeah.
Bloodworth's like, as long as it's not my half of Shadow Valley.
Yeah. It's like, stay out of my house. It's got possessed books in it.
And all sorts of fun, wonderful things. Winter Fox Candles for $5. Thank you so much for that. Asks, are we going to get a Rippaverse character bio page, height, weight, birthplace, powers, etc., or is that only going to be found in the cards? Well, the characters have bio pages currently. Now, they are maybe a little minimalistic for some people. We want to reward people who are spending the funds on the Dokemon trading cards. We put a lot of effort into those. Shout out to Will Conrad and Jay Brown, who do the art and colors on those. Shout out to Patrick Thomas Parnell, who does the actual card designs themselves.
Yeah, he's freaking genius at that.
He's really good. He's
Yeah.
really good. Like those are high quality lenticular cards. So we want to make sure that we're not just giving all of that stuff away on a free website when, you know, people are spending good money for some of that information that's on there. Now, that being said, and Eric mentioned this even on his stream earlier this afternoon on his channel, at some point down the road, you know, it's probably inevitable that we release our own like Rippaverse encyclopedia, right? Like a lot of the other big guys do, because those things are super popular. But we're a little ways off from that because those guys have, I don't know, 60, 70, 80 year head start on us. So, you know, we'll get there. We'll get there. But I do encourage you guys to check out the brief character blurbs that are on the website under the characters page. I would encourage you to look up, you can do a search. So if you go to the Rippaverse Twitter, if you're on Twitter, though you could, I guess, look it up on Facebook and Instagram as well. Look up Who's Who. I worked with one of our graphic designers to create fun little character bio things that are a bit more detailed than what's on the website, but still not breaking into that territory that's on the Dokemon cards. Just again, not to take away from the fans who have invested money into those. So look those up. There's great art on all of them and nice little snippets of information of each of the characters. Thank you for the question. Right. Well, what is this? Russ Williams. Oh, he's talking to Jordan.
Yeah.
Had something to do with the Whomin thing.
Whomin.
Let's see. Your new YouTube bestie
My
says
twin.
she is quite simply the most impressive creative professional I've met in my 46 years. You're not 46 years old. Drop 15 off of that at least.
She says that, but all I've done is just listen to her talk.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But I can agree with that. Cosmortal Comics, what's going on, my man? Hope you're doing fantastic. From what's already been shown in the Rippaverse, would it be fair to say Bloodruth is like the Doctor Strange of the universe, as she is aware of the universe a lot more than everyone else?
Oh, I mean, that's a good question. I guess if you asked me, I think that she would be like the hybrid child of Wanda and Doctor Strange a little bit.
See, I was going to go a little bit like the child of Zatanna and John Constantine. And
I guess
then John Constantine would look and like, who's the actual father, right?
I guess for me, like, I didn't think about John Constantine because the problem with John Constantine is like the people who like they don't know what to do with John Constantine because he's actually like a world breaker, right? And so every time they try and make like a story with him, it's like, oh fuck, he's broken the world again. Like, how do we make him not break the world? And then Zatanna went from being like, you know, doing illusionary magic to now being like almost like near God level with communicating with gods and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, so now she's breaking the world too. So now you have two world breakers who are teaming up and probably making world breaking babies, and now we're gonna have like the same issue with like, you know, the Fantastic Four and their child like gonna break the like what are we doing?
Franklin Richards, yeah. Can just like create entire realities. That's not broken at all, guys. If you are creating your own world, not one-off story, your own world, I cannot emphasize the importance of proper power scaling pacing.
Yeah, please do that, please.
Don't break your world faster than it has to be. That's a dangerous thing to do.
I mean, I understand it from like a plot perspective that he needed to be powerful, but like at the same time, it was like, okay, now that you've planted it and you've allowed him to grow, like
you can't just constantly take that stuff away.
I'm not gonna bitch about this. Like I could rant about this for hours. Okay, so
it's easy to do.
But that's why I think it's more like Doctor Strange and oh, I forgot her name again. Wanda, because at least they have like their limitations. I feel like are more in line of what I think for Bloodruth, where Constantine and Zatanna are just kind of like, I think they'll just change reality at some point today. Is this an angel? Like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bloodruth kind of gives me a Giles from Buffy going on the Buffy adventure.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one for sure.
It seems like she has a lot more limitations, but she is like pretty intelligent about each thing happening.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Roberto Viacava. That's how I will forever say his name at this point. That is canon now. He says, hi there. Also, congratulations to you. He was our second place sequential art winner in the Rippaverse.
Fuck.
Yep, so many talented freaking people. He also had the fan piece featured for this past month's episode of Control Z. So if you guys have not watched that yet, no, for this month's episode of Control Z. Yeah, the one that we recorded Monday and it aired Wednesday. I know when I am. Go check that out. That was a fun episode. You can even laugh at my drawing. So he asks, does the dirty deeds symbol on the ship mean something else? Like Superman's S is really a Kryptonian symbol for hope.
So
depending on continuity.
I'm going to answer that question. I'm going to answer Evan's question, which was, will the crew meet any known Rippaverse characters before reaching Earth? So the spoiler for this is I'm actually working with Igor on this. But there is a person that they do meet from Earth, and there's a certain trade that happens that ends up shaping the emblem on the ship, and that's why they take it. So if you take a look at part of the symbol, it's a musical note.
I know what it is.
I know. Yeah, you read it. That's why.
Yeah, I did.
But yeah, no. So there's something in the works there that I'm doing with Igor for that. So.
Good question. Good question. Space movies, 1992. Oh man, space movies. Wow. You actually made your account name that. That's fantastic and ballsy. I kind of respect it. So I'm pretty sure a certain blue speedster is also in Flores Park.
I think he is too.
The chat's making a bunch of suggestions of where on Earth the Dirty Deeds crew should land. No, they're not going to land in Egypt. That's ridiculous. That's an interesting question. When does Dirty Deeds take place compared to Ice on One?
I definitely want to say it takes place before Bloodruth 1.
Which would, by extension, means it takes place before Ice on One.
But I do want to remind you all that there's this pesky thing called wormholes, and so I
was just about to ask, because I know in Zayland you guys specifically speak about faster than light travel having some.
Yeah, timey-wimey. Yeah, you guys have to feel really bad for Andrew, because I get on timey-wimey rants all the time. And so every time I see a story that has something that has timey-wimey, I get really particular about it, because if your story is not meant to be timey-wimey, do not put timey-wimey in it or have it make sense. And the only time, so Chuck did a really good, Chuck did a job. I'll say it that way. If it's a good job or not is really up to you guys. But Chuck did it when he wrote Zayland. And the only other IP that I've seen that did timey-wimey stuff that kind of made me about to move on the border of no was Star Trek Next Generation, because I don't know what it is about Star Trek Next Generation, but they cannot stay out of the timeline. They're kind of hey, let's just go back and touch some time, and hopefully it won't have a ripple effect on anything. You just made 5 parallel and timelines, right? Within the Q continuum, they're kind of there's a T, R, and S now that we have to talk to. What's going on?
Guys, I usually have to be present for these timey-wimey rants from Carrow. Just, so what you're feeling right now, I understand you. On a deep level, we're like this.
I just gave you guys the abbreviated version. I have gone, there is a whiteboard in the office. I will pull out the marker and start drawing diagrams about why timey-wimey needs to stay out of non-timey-wimey
historically
stories.
accurate has happened, can confirm.
Many such cases.
I have been there.
Of course, then like Brandon walks in and he's like, "What is this on the thing?" It's like, "Don't worry about it. I wipe all the time to remind me off because it didn't make sense anyway."
And then Alex walks in and draws something phallic.
Yes.
Arkin 4522 would Dirty Deeds translate into a manga style version if you decide to crack Japan like Iconic has with Common America.
Oh, I mean, that would be cool. I guess that's something that Evan and I could talk about.
Mm. Mhm.
I mean, I wouldn't. I
Indeed.
mean, Evan's the dad of this project. I would feel weird if I just did stuff without Evan. That feels wrong.
He's the co-creator.
Yeah.
Which, guys, spoiler alert, those of you who have not watched this month's episode of Control Z, we had Evan Scale on. So
Yeah, I heard you only let him on if he would do Blue Shift. That's what I
that
heard.
is slanderous.
Historically accurate.
He said it. He said it in the podcast.
He did, and it was a bald-faced lie. Man's lying around his child already.
Put X in the chat if you don't believe Andrew, guys.
That is a no good lie. Evan, you're a wonderful human being. That is a lie. No, but that is a good question. I've talked quite extensively about how finding a way to bridge that gap is something important and key for the future and growth.
I just want you to know the chat doesn't believe you.
Of course, the chat doesn't believe me.
And I think Evan has probably the most Eastern style of the artists that I've seen so far. It's I don't think it would be so out of the realm of possibility for Japan to see that style of art and integrate it, like
Mhm.
come check it out. It wouldn't be jarring to them, I don't think.
They have very realistic styles too. The one thing that makes a manga, and I've always had to kind of harp on this, is the reason it's called a manga is because it's made by a Japanese person. Like that's really, like, when you get down to the nuts and bolts of it, that is it.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a couple of comics that we have over here that they have there that they really like as well. So I mean,
Certain. They
yeah.
adopt
True.
things into
I'm pretty
their manga
yeah.
selection all the time, such as Cory in the House.
Yeah. So
I mean, shoot, there's an anime, like a Japanese anime of Iron Man. Of
there's
the
an
X-Men.
anime of Witchblade, right?
There is. Oh
it
yeah,
was,
I know. I
it
own
was
it.
very cringe, but they still did it.
Oh, I own
And
it. I know.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one Suicide Squad. Yeah, there are quite a
And
few.
then they
that
did the
adapt.
anime of Supernatural, the show as well. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they did that. It like they made it way cooler, like an atmosphere than it is. Well, no, you know what? Because they always got like that one scene in the car where they're like sitting there driving, looking like super serious, and they definitely like made sure to capture that. Yeah.
That's fun. That's fun. Most ask Carrow, what movies, shows are the biggest influence on Dirty Deeds? Preferably ones I can finish in 12 days.
Oh, 12 days.
Oh, you're out of luck, man.
That's the time limit. Well, I guess if there's some big influences I have to pick, it would be Star Trek Into Darkness, Dread, Mad Max. What was the other one? It's one I watch sometimes, but not very. Oh, I mean, obviously Firefly, Serenity. That was a big one as well, which has like the best dialogue in any movie like ever. If you're like, I don't know how to write dialogue, go watch Firefly, Serenity.
Go watch
until you're blue in the
Firefly,
face.
yeah.
And then I think the fifth one was, there's one that sometimes I go to when, it's Battle Angel Alita, the new one that came out. So like those are, because I know they're all kind of drastically different from each other, but they all capture like a different character vibe, I guess I can say, that I like to channel into for that. So those are some ones where it's like when I'm trying to think about a scene, or I want like a feeling from a scene, I'll like go and kind of like sit with that for a minute. I'm not copying or emulating. I'm just kind of like watching the scene, and I'm like, what is it about the scene that I really like? One of the, like, for example, in Serenity Firefly, in the very opening, this isn't a spoiler, by the way, but they're about to go into atmosphere, right? And then one of the buffer panels falls off, right? And so it's just like this moment where it's almost kind of like, it's like calm and it's collective and, nothing. And then suddenly some chaos happens and people are like, what was that? And of course, even the pilot is like, did you see that? Right? Like it's immediate chaos. And I was like, what is it about this scene that I really, really like? And for me, it was like the superhuman reaction of the unexpected happening. And so that's why those were things that I wanted to like work into panels. And then Judge Dredd, I think that's pretty obvious. Like anytime I'm like, I need to write Arid, I just like put Dredd on and I just kind of like, watch him and I'm like, okay, we're good.
That checks out.
Yeah.
I can see it. I can see it all. Hey, Mr. Kanan White, who was the artist behind the incredible Arid poster?
That was amazing.
Oh my gosh. That poster is fire.
There was something Chuck said in one of his interviews where he was kind of like, you may not get another issue to do the things that you really want, so make sure you do them when you can, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when Eric told me to get with Kanan to do a poster, I was like, listen, I need you to do Arid and I need you to make this as berserk as fucking possible because I don't know if I will get another chance and I need to keep my marriage intact, okay?
You prioritized your husband's needs above your own.
I made sure the sword was 20% bigger than the last time he saw it. Okay,
it's important. That's important.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Sword needs to be bigger, but we just made it bigger. Yes,
it must be bigger. At one point, he's just gonna be flying through space on the sword.
Right? Hey, why not? It's comics. We can do things like that.
Yeah.
In your response to any question of why does that work? How does that work? Because comics. There you go.
Comics. Yes.
All right. Let's see. We are just about at the 2-hour mark. So I think we can probably wrap up with whatever final lore questions might be in the chat. Let me take a quick skim here.
I'm sorry I held you guys hostage. I just wanted to give the people here something special that they don't get anywhere else.
I love talking Dirty D's. I love hanging out with both of you. Caleb's fantastic.
Yeah.
Carrow, even though you make scary faces at me.
I can't change it. It's my default face. We've talked about this.
Okay, I know. I don't fault you for what you were born with. Cosmorph Comics says, getting characters power-ups in certain situations are okay, but when you make characters themselves god level is when you make it harder on yourself to write an interesting story. Yes, because in order to you have to raise the stakes constantly. And then at a certain point, you've raised the stakes so high, like where do you go from there? Oh, well, we got to make it a freaking universe-breaking threat. Okay, but then what happens after that? Now you've just brought the level down if you do anything but that.
Yeah. But if you can do it well, so like one of the things I always tell people is that there's rules, right? People are like, there's no writing rules. I don't like writing rules. Shut the fuck up. I don't want to talk to you. But there's usually like really good guidelines to follow when there's writing. They always talk about not making overpowered characters. But the caveat I will say is if you can do it and do it well and make it cool, nobody will care. So One Punch Man, Overlord, right? I know those are both, Eastern themed, but those are super overpowered characters.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so entertaining to watch not only them, but the people around them, right? And so it's the fact that, the universe is technically broken. It doesn't even matter because you're so entertained, like all the time. And that's what I always tell people because sometimes I can't remember who it was I was talking to. I was doing a free consultation for an edit and they were like, I'm just really worried because this is a thing that's always done. I was like, well, first off, it's not been done by you and I'm pretty confident you can do it cooler than everyone else. So just do that, and yeah.
Yeah. I think an important thing to note there, the things that you mentioned were specifically Japanese anime or manga, because those have manga versions. Manga and just Japanese storytelling. So if we're talking manga and anime, it exists in a its own self-contained universe, right? As opposed to it being an expanding universe. And so you build that world and its rules around the fact that your plans are to have like a just world-breaking character, right? Like a One Punch Man or like
Solo Leveling.
Solo Leveling, yeah, exactly. That was the one I was thinking of, right? Where the characters are OP as hell, right? But that's the point. And you are building the story specifically around that with that objective in mind, rather than introducing a character that powerful into an expanding universe, right? But you're right. If a good writer can absolutely have a character that is freaking world-breaking levels of power, as long as they're good at writing the rules around that.
I'm having a thought. Because we've only got 9 books until we get 3K, right?
All right.
So I've told you guys I've written part of this novel. I will bully Eric to do a teaser of a few of those chapters if we can hit it before the end of the stream. If anybody wants to help with
Ooh.
that.
Guys,
10 and a
come
half
on.
minutes, guys. 10 and a half minutes. Can we hit 3,000 books in 10 and a half minutes? Carrow will bully Eric for
Believe
previews of that.
believe me, you guys want these chapters.
Yes,
If
you
you're
do.
a fan of Dirty Deeds in any way, shape, or form, this is why I threatened Carrow's life. You want
Where's the
more?
rest of it?
Yep. Where is it?
Great. Now write more.
I did write more. I wrote I think the last time I looked at the manuscript, it was 80,000 words.
I think I need that for writing a song.
Yeah, you're these songs that you asked for. I need you to help me with it.
Couldn't possibly be done if I don't have.
Yeah. There's let me see, what was it? There's my one favorite scene, and it was the first time that Felsier met Sulia, and it was in prison, right? And so during the prison activities, we'll call it that, there was a moment where he was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to work with this woman. And then in the middle of the chaos, she whipped around and broke somebody's nose with her elbow. And he was like, never mind, we're good. We're going to be fine.
Man, Felsier's inner
that's
monologue cracked me up.
What I wanted to do with the book, as a distraction while we see if we can get to these last 9 chapters, is one of the tricky things is that when you're working with narrative is that you want to be able to give characters their own voice. And so what I did with the book is I still wrote it as limited third person, but I wrote it with that character's particular flair to it, right? So at one point you do actually have there's a difference between the way that Nereid, oh my goodness, I'm getting tired. I've been up since 3:30 in the morning, guys. Please forgive me. But with the way that Arid thinks and how he sees the world is very different than the way that Sulia does. And then she still has to deal with freaking nurse in her head being break somebody's foot. Maybe they'll shut up about their finger, right? It's that kind of stuff. And then you have Renlin, who is almost very poetic in the way that she decides to view things while she lives in this world of tough situations and intense stress. And then I'm gonna let you know the reason that Caleb likes Beatles is because Beatles sees everything very musically, right? So, and that was really hard. This is why I had to level up in rap, because the moment you start talking to me about music, I was like, I can't write Beatles if I don't fucking understand music like that. I have to figure this out, right? But my most favorite character to write was actually Spingy, right? I really loved writing Spingy. Spingy's just so happy and he likes everything. The first thing that happens when he meets Renlin is he is very impressed by her parabolas that she has, right? She is symmetrically perfect. She's got great parabolas. Her frequency is great. He is just kind of wow, this is the most perfect being I've ever encountered.
There's a chat should also know there's a secret hidden character that Carrow has talked about on her channel, which you all should go check out, that has a very great chapter in this book. So trust me, you want what she's selling.
You do. You want this book. You want to make it happen.
Blew my mind when I realized what was going on there. Whew.
Oh yeah, because I made Andrew read that too. I was like, Andrew, boybrain, can you read this and tell me if it's okay?
Fantastic. Stellar, even. 8 books away, people.
We can do it.
8 books away.
If not,
Got 6 minutes.
If not, I'll just keep writing it and release it one day.
Let's make it happen. What else is going on in the chat? Evan says he likes manga. We can tell it has a little bit of an influence on your art style.
I love how expressive Evan's style is. Let me talk about Evan for a minute. Evan, you're amazing, and I'm really jealous that I couldn't be on the podcast with everybody else. But it was we worked together on one comic. It's called Double Trouble, and I keep telling you I'm gonna have it come out one day. I promise I am. I'm gonna do it. But it was just the way that Evan was able to do expressions and body movement and his everything that he did. was the reason that when I got back from the barbecue in Iowa, I went running straight to him, being, "Please tell me you can fit in 4 pages, please. I need it to be you. It has to be you to do this." Oh, it's so good.
Karen asks, when are you releasing the novel version of Dirty Deeds? If not soon, who do I have to threaten to get a copy?
I mean, don't threaten me. You're scary.
Just threaten Eric. I'm sure that'll go over well.
No. So what I found that works really well with Eric is if you tell him if he does it, it makes lots of money. That's
the
found.
trick.
Yeah.
Does it make money?
Does it make money? Does it make sense?
Makes money. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. Torin Knight asks, is add an elf waifu a rule? Yes,
No,
it is.
It is. But no, so like and I've talked about this before, but part of the reason why it happened was because my father is a very wise man. I found that he's got great acorns of wisdom that he has passed on to me. And one of these was when I was 17. I can't remember what we watched, but we were watching one movie. I had commented about, like, I don't know why there's an elf in this movie. And he was like, let me tell you something, Pumpkin, because he's a Southern man. Anytime we put an elf in something, it's always going to work. And I was like, really? And he was like, mm-hmm. Yep. You read any book, you watch some movie, there's an elf in it. Everybody loves the elf. And I was like, oh, okay. So I put an elf in the book and it worked.
It worked very well.
Very wise man.
Yeah, he's very
very well. 7 books away now. We're getting close, guys.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting close.
Means I have
5 books away now. It just jumped.
Ooh.
Now I have to edit.
Guys,
okay,
3 minutes. Fine. 3 minutes. That's what you had me for. There's a reason Spingy has so many hands.
He's got so many hands, but he's only got 3 fingers on each hand.
Yeah. So, like, was it really an upgrade?
Man, if we ever did like a Spingy plushie, I would feel really bad for the person that would have to like make it. Right?
They're getting paid to do it. I don't feel bad.
I know, but it's like, you know, how like are you gonna put all the hands together? Like, what are you gonna do? Like...
What you got to do is you got to make it one where like the plush arms still have wire inside them, so that you could wrap his arms around something, right? So you could have him hanging off of your microphone arm, or hanging off of something in your car, or wherever, right? Like anywhere, right? That would be the must-have. That is my demand. If and when we do a Spingy plushie, he has to have like wire arms to be able to latch.
It wouldn't surprise me if at one point Eric just shows up to work one day and he was like, okay, so we have the plushie ready, because that's what Eric does, right? Like 8 months he's been working on this book that he released, and it was on Tuesday, and it was like we could have been promoting the book forever ago.
Or he'd be on a stream and be like, you know, I know you guys are asking for the Spingy plushie a lot. I'm thinking about it. We launch it that Friday, right?
Yeah. Or the one time I found out that Dirty Deeds, the series, was officially launched, was on a live stream with Norfolka, and he was like, oh yeah, and here's Carrow Brown, and you know, her series is going to be starting soon. I was like, my series?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, and I was like, oh.
Yep. That was one of the funniest ways that could have been introduced. Shout out to Mads Ducks in the chat. Super talented artist. In fact, he's was the winner.
Winners, yeah.
He was the first place winner of the pinup art contest for Rippaverse. So shout out to him. His Horseman piece was absolutely fantastic, and Carrow actually commissioned him to do a pretty rad Eric piece.
Yeah, it's on the Discord. It's only for Discord folks. So if you join the Discord, you'll find it. But
if you are a Discord member, you will see that in there.
I loved Mad Dog's entry so much that it's my cell phone wallpaper.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
look at that.
I love it so much. I didn't, just to be clear for anybody who's watching, like when it came time to pick like the finalists and stuff like that, I was not part of the process. Like I had handed it off to somebody else to make the decisions, but I was like watching it, being like, please let it be that one, please. I really want that one.
Yep. This is a good question, Mr. Snail. Is Spingy a child?
Spingy is not a child. Spingy's kind of like Goku, where he is an adult, but because of the way because he's not proper in his family, that's why they like kicked him out. So
I was about to say
Because he's
Goku's
retarded,
just
right?
kinda dumb.
Because he's
I'm just over here like she said Goku. I want to say retarded. Spingy is much smarter than Goku.
yeah.
Goku's he's a great fighter, cool character, kind of dumb.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, because like I think we all know that Goku, like as a child, fell and smacked his head on a rock and became retarded, right? You know, so it's kind of like that.
Well, that's
so
why he didn't destroy Earth.
Yeah, it's why he didn't destroy Earth, and that's why he's always got like this childlike mentality, and yeah. So no, he's not a child, and that's why he has a deep appreciation for parabolas. You know.
Yes, as any red-blooded critter should. 2 books away, guys.
2 books.
2 books. Can we hit it? We're at 1 hour and 59 minutes right now. 2 people each buy a book. Let's have it happen. I'd love to close this stream out on cracking 3K books. You stop it.
There's this 4-pack I could get in on.
Don't follow my example where I bought a T-shirt to get over the 100K line at 1 in the morning or whatever it was. I was like, I don't want to wait until 8 a.m. when other people wake up. I just want to hit it now.
There's a backup pack so you can get the zine and the book at the same time.
Yeah, how dare you, Carrow?
Stop it. It was owed to us 3,000 books ago. Let's go. What was owed to you? What? I just bought a book and forgot to use my employee discount. Jordan, what the hell?
I respect.
We need Spingy and Gooding to meet.
Oh, that would be amazing.
The 2 brains.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the things we could build. Right? That would be fun.
With my brains and your extra hands.
It would be, yeah, because it's like, because I mean, Spingy's an engineer. He's a fixer, right? He fixes things, but Gooding is the inventor. He's the maker. So it would be, but of course, like the other problem that I think would happen is like Spingy would look at like modern Earth math and be like, "This is wrong. Like your math is wrong. Like we can fix it right now, right?"
Yeah, your math sucks. What are you? Only a 100,000-year-old civilization?
That was actually one of my things that I really liked about Animorphs. If anybody read that book series when it was coming out,
I watched the TV show.
I watched the TV show and I read the books because I'm that kind of fucking nerd, right?
That's why I have that phrase. I had to animorph into a gazelle to get over something.
Yeah. But there was a scene where like all the kids were like in like this place doing like their math homework and whatnot, and Axe was there. And so as they're doing their math homework, he was like, "Your equations are wrong though." And they're kind of like, "Well, it's right for school." It's like, but it's not right. You know, he was like trying to help them.
1 book away, guys. Somebody out there has not yet purchased the glory that is Cover Girlfriend.
Oh my! Is that what it's called? Cover Girlfriend.
That's what it's called. Cover Girlfriend.
Okay, Cover Girlfriend.
Okay, Cover C. Cover C is already sold out. Is it?
There's no way Cover C is sold out.
Well, that would make the most sense to me.
It is. Oh my God.
Space Wifey is gone.
Wow. Y'all were sleeping and now you weeping.
Whoo-wee.
All right.
Well, we still could get sold out.
We still have. I bought them all. We still. I'm just going to create a mural of Girlfriend. We still have Cover A by Evan Scale, art and colors. But no, wait.
How does the cover get sold out in the pre-order? Is that the first time we've had a cover sell out in a pre-order?
I think it's only happened a couple of times.
Okay, I'm like, okay, you know what? Alpha Core was the first time we had to have a sellout because that's when we had it in the warehouse. Okay.
Yep. Cover B is a wraparound cover by Kane White, and Marcos Martins, and then cover D was done by our very own Igor Teixeira. So
I'm not gonna lie, Kanan's cover is like the best cover. Okay, first off, Horseman is the best cover I like that he did, but like artistically wise, like his wraparound is fucking fantastic. It's art. It should have been a poster, okay?
Like a horizontal poster, landscape poster.
Oh, that would have been so hot. Maybe we can still do that. I work here. I can make these choices.
I was gonna say we could just, I don't know, maybe we do a poster collection of covers or something like that at some point down the line.
I can't believe it's sold out. That blows my fucking mind right now.
Doesn't really blow my mind.
I know it doesn't blow your mind, but it's like I'm like I don't expect that for me. Okay.
Well, it happened. Gosh dang it. So, guys, thank you so much for supporting Cover C so much that it is sold out. So, once we have the books in the warehouse and we fulfill initial pre-orders, we'll assess inventory, and if there's enough to justify putting it back up on the store, we'll do that in limited quantities. Or if we only have a handful left, you'll have to catch us at conventions and get a copy there. Come on, guys. One more book. That's all we need.
You.
I believe in you guys. I really believe in you guys.
I can't believe she sold out.
That's pretty rad. That's amazing. Congratulations,
Thank
by
you.
the way, on how successful this has been.
Somebody asked me another lore question before I get completely distracted by the fact that she got sold out. Quick, help me.
Somebody ask a lore question in the chat. One or two final questions before we close out. Hopefully, also hitting that 3,000th book. Oh, that's a good point. Russ Williams said ISOM 1 sold out covers A and B before cover C was even finished. Well, so
I remember that day.
That's a technicality because we wanted to get the books in as soon as possible. And so Eric had them like send us the first batch. And so that was the number that we initially done. So it's still like all the same first printing, but Eric was just like, all right, get those to me now. And then that's fine. It'll be another month or so before you get us the other ones, right?
We did it, guys.
Did we do it? Did we do it?
Sounds like we did it.
We did it. Yeah.
I'm refreshing.
We did it. Look at that.
3,000 books sold for Dirty Deeds #1 and crossing into six figures.
Yay.
Guys, thank you so much. That is absolutely phenomenal.
We did it.
You guys are amazing.
Yay.
You guys are absolutely amazing. Carrow,
why is
Evan,
everyone texting me telling me I made 3K?
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
For the incredible success of Dirty Deeds #1.
Oh, no, I couldn't have done it without all of you. I really couldn't have. I definitely couldn't have done it without Andrew fixing my words. Thank you. I couldn't have done it without Caleb being like, please give me more with a threatening gesture. And I definitely couldn't have done it without Eric being kind of like, I trust you to do it. So Eric trusted me to do everything up until the release. And the only time he stepped in was like, we got to switch these covers out. And I was like, no.
That's true for Zine 3. What is currently the Zine 3 poster was initially supposed to be one of the covers, and then the collector's edition cover is what was going to be the poster. And then Eric saw that and he was like, "No, we're swapping those."
Yeah,
and it was a good choice.
It was a good choice.
Pretty good choice. That cover looks great in foil. If you see us at a convention, make sure you grab that.
Yes, please.
All right, guys. I think that puts us just over the 2-hour mark. I think that is all of our faces and voices, or at least mine, that these beautiful people can tolerate.
We're tired.
Yeah, I'm gonna make some dinner. And Carrow, you should celebrate that Dirty Deeds #1 crossed within a 24-hour period, both 3,000 copies sold and 100,000.
I am going to celebrate by going to sleep.
You know what? I support the crap out of that. That's amazing.
Yeah. I guess we'll do our outros real quick just so that way everybody can go.
Yep.
I'm gonna go first. So obviously I work here and everything else, and I have a book, and you guys just helped me get it over to 3,000. You're the most incredible human beings ever. Also, massive thank you to the fan base who came and helped me with my Gives and Go over the last month. That was really thoughtful, and you have really made my life so much easier. I mean, I literally had a bill come in the other day and I had no stress paying it. It was amazing. I love feeling that way. And then if anybody is not doing anything tomorrow, Caleb and I are going to be on Moonskull doing an alien online tabletop game. Fortunately, in the last campaign, we both died to some alien horrific suckerfish thing, but the chat paid for us to come back. And so I have come back as the ship's cat, and Caleb has come back as a naked man. So if you would like to see what happens, it's the final one. It will be tomorrow at 10 a.m. CST. Please come and watch me pretend to be a cat. And I have no idea what Caleb's going to do.
I'm going to be a naked old man.
A helicopter is what he's going to do. Right? Oh boy.
No. Remember when they made us do the roll for the size thing, and as a cat, I was still bigger.
Yeah.
Because my
Damn.
cat, I'm the male cat.
That's rough, man.
Yeah, that
No,
was a
that's
hard
meowing.
day.
Wow.
The irony.
That's I have a really good joke, but I'm not going to make it on air. I'll
And-
tell you
and- yeah.
after.
Anyway, so please come support Moonskull and watch me act like a cat. I had to research and catch up on all my cat memes to make it worthwhile since people paid for this.
That's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Caleb, tell these beautiful people who you are, where they can find you, what you're currently up to, and let them know when we can look forward to the full Dirty Deeds EP.
Soon,
I'm
hopefully
manifesting
soon.
that, right? Is that what the kids say these days? I'm manifesting,
I'm putting it out into the universe.
right?
Yeah.
I think they used to say that.
Oh,
No, they still do it. I walked
Do they?
into
I
like some
can't
women's
keep up with
networking group. No, there's like a women's networking group, and they're like, I just put it out into the universe, and it's gonna manifest back
no.
to me.
oh, okay.
Well, you guys can see me manifesting a Dirty Deeds EP at Leylines. That's where I make all my music. You can check it out anywhere that you listen to music. I do metal and hip hop, as well as I stream over on the Moonskull channel, the Savage Talk channel, doing all kinds of tabletop stuff or watching Godzilla movies.
I like that last one.
Yes, check us out for Kaiju Watch on the Savage Talk channel. I'll be doing all of that immediately after this. And if you want to find out anything else about what we got going on, check out the Discord. I will be there as well.
Right on. Right on. All right, guys. And you know me, I am ND Andrew, aka Andrew. I am the creative manager here at the Rippaverse, as well as one of our lead editors, and I'm our social media manager. I wear a few hats, not quite as many as Carrow. Carrow wears a lot of hats. She has so many hats that she had to set up a whole rack for him, which is
I did. It's in my
Yeah.
hallway. Yeah.
Yeah.
What he's not telling you is I actually like to collect hats. That's like my favorite thing. Like anywhere I go, somewhere I buy like a baseball hat.
it's true.
Yeah.
It is true. So you can find me here just about anytime we're doing streams on this channel. You can also find me every single month streaming with our internal Rippaverse artists, Marcos, our concept artist, Igor, one of our art editors and lead illustrator, and of course the great Kanan White, who is a wonderful human being. All wonderful human beings here at the Rippaverse, but Kanan White is something very special.
He's amazing.
He's such an awesome and stupid
Oh, you know
guy.
who we haven't talked about that I feel like an asshole for not mentioning? Igor.
I just
Yeah.
talked about him.
No, I mean like we didn't
And-
talk about why Igor wasn't here. Sorry.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
I suppose that's true. We wanted to have Igor here.
Yeah,
he could not
Igor
make
was invited, but he was like, "I need to be with my family," and it was
Yeah,
like,
he was
"Okay."
He was being a good family man or
I
something
know. He
weird
was like,
like
"Can I
that.
spend time with my wife?" And I was like, "I guess you can." Like, why are you asking me?
It's like, fine, go be a good human being, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, that's cool. But guys, check out, if you have not done so already, his cover D, as well as check out the other projects that he's been a part of. Lethal Leopard, the Paul there, and among other things. So super talented guy. We love having him around. But we do the Control Z Artist Podcast at the end of every single month. Check those out. If you are a Rippaverse member on the website, you get the pieces that the guys draw in your email as wallpapers. So you
Yeah.
want those because they're always fire. They're always fantastic. Aside from that, guys, you can find me on social media. You can find me most often in the Discord. So if you hang out in the Discord, if you're part of that, I do like to join in, and Carrow does as well. With the guys and gals there in the
They
voice chat
interrogate
throughout
me.
the
They
week.
ask for my secrets.
They do. But you all are wonderful people. Thank you so much for all the support that you give us. Thank you so much for supporting Dirty Deeds. Make sure you pre-order Daughter's Revenge over on Rippasend and Shadow Sentry. Make sure you check out Eric's how-to guide in terms of how to create a successful creative business, the Rippaverse way. Check that out on rippaverse.com. Check out, gosh, we have so many things. Rippazine number 6, which has a brand new short story by Eric and Kanan, Echoes of Scythion. It's Kanan White art. And Eric's a very creative storyteller. I don't know what you want. If you want something cool, you want this. So check that out as well. And then let's see how much higher we can get Dirty Deeds. And guys, if you want Rippaverse books wherever you go, check out our Rippaverse digital collection we just launched today.
Yeah, it's almost at 700. I was just looking at it.
That's wild. I think
Yeah.
I think we just realized that we had an underserved market.
Yeah. We're sorry,
right.
guys. We didn't mean to neglect you.
We apologize, but we will do better. Do better, Senator. Okay, I hate myself. All right, we're going to get out of here. Thank you so much, all you beautiful people. Be safe out there. Stay warm, unless you're in California or Florida or Arizona. Screw you, because you're fine. You'll live. You grown. That's all I've got. I got nothing else. You guys are amazing. Look forward to a bunch of things being fulfilled very shortly. It's going to be like a flood of stuff hitting your doorstep. Until next time. God bless and
Bye,
Godspeed.
friends. Thanks
So
for making
long.
dreams come true. Thank you. Bye.